I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one chief rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. Right? All right. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Scream. Ah! Let's go, party people. I see my main man, Coach, is in the building. What's good, Coach? Yeah, man, I was trying to hit up Coach last night. I think, man, we're trying to hit up. Yeah, man. Let's get this morning started right, man, with some blue tears, orange tears, Blorange Tears. Bam. Let's go. My man is back in the building. What's good, man? Hey, we can't hear you, boss. Yeah, man. Coach, Coach, we can't hear you, man. Infamous New King is in the building. Shout out to my man, Infamous New King.
Chicken soup.
There he is.
Yo,
how you been there, fella?
pretty good, man. Just been.
Where were you last night?
Man,
long night. You don't have to say it in public, man.
No, it's great. No, I rock with I work with For the Love of the Game just for a little bit. I see how they were doing.
Yeah,
and man. After that, I was tired as a mug.
Yeah, man.
I had to catch up on some sleep. I'm straight now, though.
Good. The Queen Bee is in the building. Dope
there
Soul Sports Talk is in the building. Shout out to the Queen.
Queen of New York.
Yeah, man.
So it's good.
Man, fighting off a cold. But I got so much stuff.
That.
Yeah, man. I got so much stuff that I want to talk about, though, man. I was trying to get to it last night.
Right.
With Dre and Adam. And man, so listen. So we've been collabing. Right?
Yeah.
And it's funny how we look at our team and then how other people look at our team, bro.
I wonder if we are the same species that have the same set of eyes as some people.
It seems like it on the surface, but no, we don't use them the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, people always have different perception of what they see, and all that good stuff. But Yeah, man. I don't get it sometimes.
AJ Boulard's in the building. Jay Busby. What's the word? The Smoking Nick up early this morning. What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. Hewlett Samuel is in the building. What's good? My morning crew.
What's
happening?
up, everybody?
I'm trying to get this schedule tightened back up, man. I'm trying to get back to 9 o'clock. I'm trying to get back to 9 o'clock, man, but I can't get off the Knicks at Night podcast at 4 and then jump back on at 9, man. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I got some stuff that I want to talk to y'all about, man. But the main thing I really want to get into was, does this organization want to win a championship or what? I was getting into it a little bit with Dre. Not getting into like a tussle with Dre. I mean, digging into the topic with Dre last night.
Right.
Does this organization want to win a championship or what? Right. And here's the thing. And I know my tone is going to change. And people are going to be like, oh, Uncle Freezy flipped out on the morning show. And he said some mean things to us. And I'm offended. But listen. Either you want to win a championship or you don't. Don't tell me about waiting 99 years to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me that, oh, but I like, Jericho Sims is a nice little player. I want to see what he can develop in about 5 years. Man, look, I'm going to tell you right now, if I could trade Jericho Sims for a veteran that's going to get us closer to a championship, Jericho Sims is gone.
Toodles.
Sorry. Cormega is in the building. Cormega know I'm about to get in my bag, right? Yeah, man. Y'all know I'm about to get in my bag, right? Yo.
Oh, boy.
Coach, everything all right?
Yeah. You hear me?
Nah, I'm looking at the... Can you see your camera? You see yourself on screen?
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
trying to fix all my stuff, man. It's all out of whack. Hold on.
It's the everybody when you get a new studio, it's the
I know, man. I'm trying.
tinkering.
I have the monitor in my ear, and the mic just keeps getting so loud in my ear. It keeps going up on me, and I ain't even touching it.
Oh wow.
It's straight.
Touch it, swing it, babe. Something-matic. Yo, listen. I earlier in the year, before the season started, I was rocking with Dope Soul Sports Talk before she got a bit too big for your guy. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Dope Soul Sports Talk did like some Fridays together. Like when we just got on and we rocked, and it was like a little sweet spot with me and Dope Soul Sports Talk and on like a Friday night, right? It's like a little sweet spot before the Queen got all big and forgot about people and stuff, right? We used to do like this little thing on Fridays. No holds barred, right? No holds barred. She'll ask me some tough questions and I'll answer them. And I'll ask her some tough questions and she would answer it. The Queen is like, yo, and Queen B is like, don't even try it. Queen B is like, yo, don't even try it, man. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. But nah. With me and the Queen B, we used to have like this little sweet spot, no holds barred, right? Just her and myself, right? Because what happens is in podcasting etiquette, sometimes you have to come in for a soft landing to make the subject matter in the conversation palatable for your listeners.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because being hardcore, like when you go hardcore all the time, sometimes it's not palatable, right? So she and I used to do this joint on Fridays, and it was one of them things where she'd ask a tough question and I just answer it, right? No, I wasn't even concerned about repercussions or nothing. right? She's like, what is this team? And be like, this team is trash with the potential to be a really, really, really good team for this era, right? And Coach, I ain't gonna lie to you, I still feel that way. I think this is a trash team with upside, right? I saw on Friday for myself.
Going in that hard, the full-on
Yes.
trash.
Coach, that's my opinion now. I didn't say it had to be yours.
I just think we're more like the recycle bin.
Right, but that's your opinion. that's your opinion. In my opinion, I think the team is trash with upside.
Okay.
Right. Because think about it. We are one serious Jalen Brunson injury away from being the same team we were last year. And guess what? Jalen Brunson is hurt.
I know. It's worrying me, trust me.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is like, even at this moment, I'm asking everybody that'll listen, right? What do you really want? Do you want a championship or do you want a cute story? If you want a cute story, don't talk to me about championships. Right? If you want a cute story, don't talk to me about championships. Right? Because you know what the Boston Celtics are thinking right now? You think the Boston Celtics are thinking about how they can develop Jericho Sims? Nah. Or how they can develop their third center? No. They're thinking about the parade route in June. They're thinking about the parade route in June. That's what they're thinking about. They don't care nothing about developing a third center unless he's going to help them win the championship.
Right.
But you know what the Knicks are thinking about?
I have no idea.
Not a parade route in June. How about that?
Not that, yeah.
Coach, your mic is low.
Golly. What about now?
Hey, man, and now it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, trying to figure this out.
Coach, I'm telling you, bro, when people think podcasting is easy, bro, they like, well, all Uncle Freezy do is just jump on the joint and just start rocking. Right? You got a ring lamp?
Yeah, it's built into my cam.
There it is. Now we can see your beautiful mug. Okay.
Well, yeah, I can actually make it brighter. See?
There we go. Now we can see your mug. Okay. All right. There we go. You went dark there for a second. I didn't know if you was stepping to the bad side. Yeah, man. Yo, what I'm saying to you, hey, Miss Geraldine is in the building. What's good, King Ribby? What's good?
Ooh.
Recognize is in the building. Now we can start. See, now we can start because Recognize is in the building. All right. Recognize says, oh, okay, so here we go. Recognize says, stop comparing us to teams that got two players better than our whole team. No, I ain't stopping nothing. And you going to listen to me do it.
Bim.
And you going to listen to me do it. Because y'all going to come here and be like, yo, I want to win a championship, but I don't want to hear the championship talk. No.
Yeah.
If you want a chip, you're going to listen. If you want a chip, you're going to listen. Right? Because the thing is, winning the championship is not easy. It is very hard. And is your organization willing to put in the work to win a championship? Don't talk to me about how beautiful Quentin Grimes' jump shot looked. I don't care. I don't care. Do you want to win or not? Do you want to win a championship or not? You think the Lakers, even right now, as bad as the Lakers look, do you think they care? Do you think they care that Scottie Pippen Jr. may be a great point guard down the road? No. They would trade him for a piece to help them win a championship right now.
Yep.
You think they care about Max Christie eventually will be a nice starting shooting guard in this league? If he can't help them win a championship right now, they don't care. But the Knicks do. The Knicks are like, no, we can't trade Obi because, you know, one day Obi used to be such and such in college.
He can dunk between his legs in the middle of a game. He's making threes once in a while.
Right. And shout out to Jerry Fitz and Jay Boogie. Shout out to Boulevard 73. We call him Bully for short. Right? Jerry Fitz says the biggest difference players were hitting 39% of their threes, or 48, 42 on Cam, 45 on D Rose, but only 27 on IQ, 25 in Grimes. McBride, the three-point shooting fest that other team did is over. Oh, here come my favorite. Shout out to 1805. Bim, Shotgunner is in the building. Shotgunner, what's good?
What's good? What's good, coach?
Bro, long time.
Yeah, man. What's good with y'all, man?
Man, about to get in this bag about championship or bust.
Living the dream.
Hey, man, it's time. It's IQ time to shine, baby. It's IQ time. I hate to see Brunson go down, but you know what I mean? It's IQ time to shine, man. What's going on, though, coach? How y'all, man? Salute to the chat.
Good.
Salute, bro. I was mentioning
is he
to
for
Dre
sure out though, or they?
Nah, I don't think he out, but I mean, I think he injured though. I think he gonna play lesser minutes. That's what I mean. Like, I think IQ should, like, if he is injured, he shouldn't play that much minutes. Because we need Brunson, bro. We don't need him to get injured. None of that.
Mm-hmm.
Brunson was injured before, or Brunson was hurt before that injury. Because we saw him fall on his wrist and hip. Right? You remember that? Brunson is dinged up. Let's not act like we didn't see him get dinged up. He gets dinged up every game. Just about every game you see him limp off and come back.
Yeah, he tough.
Yeah.
He tough.
Yeah, those of us watching games, don't have revisionist history and pretend like you didn't see Jalen Brunson get dinged up during the course of games, because you've seen it.
Yeah. I mean,
that leads me to another point, but I'm gonna let that one rock for a second.
I feel like Tibbs. One thing I even though I don't agree with the decision to trade in Cam, but one thing I respect about this man, when you give him his players, man, that man win. Like, you give him the type of players he want. Like, he's shutting everybody up on that. You know what I'm saying? You give him what he want, defensive mind players, they win. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I can't knock him for what he's doing, even though I disagree. I like Cam, and I want him to develop as a Knick. You know what I'm saying? Because what was the point of trading the first round pick for him? I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Is Cam Reddish helping us win a championship?
I mean, that's hard to say, Uncle Freeze, because I'm going to go out on a limb. You know what I mean? We don't do no soft landings on here. Hell yeah. Yep.
And, okay. So if you think Cam helps us win a championship, then keep him, right? But if you are not convicted with the thought that Cam Reddish wins us a championship, get him out of here. I don't care. I don't care nothing about no cute stories about some 22-year-old that can jump. If you can't help us win a championship, peace. Hey, my main man Jay Boogie, it says salute to the chat, to everybody, health and prosperity to everybody. Jay Boogie says good morning to Miss Geraldine. Salute, life, liberty, health, giving his flowers to everybody. Appreciate you, Jay Boogie. Make sure y'all go out on all audio platforms and cop Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie is the soundtrack to the lives of Knicks fans. Jay Boogie new album is the soundtrack to the lives of Knicks fans. Make sure y'all go cop it. You could buy it as Christmas presents to people and send it to people. But Shotgun, it's been so long since you and I rocked, right? Yeah, and I think what happens is people forget that we are kind of like one track minded. Like my thing is, I understand all the peripheral stories, all the tertiary stories, and all of that, right? The only thing I care about, bro, is championships. If you're not helping me win a championship, I got to piece you up. And I'm sorry. It ain't nothing personal. It ain't nothing personal. But if you're not helping the Knicks win a championship, see you bye. Coach, how thirsty are you for a championship?
I've been in the desert for like a week.
No water.
With no water.
No water.
And that sun is just kicking.
Right.
Damn, my internet. I don't know. My fault, y'all. My internet. I don't know what happened. I was talking and it just stopped talking.
It's that Rochester internet.
Ah! Yeah, it's that upstate Wi-Fi, you know.
Yeah, upstate Wi-Fi. Yeah, man. Yeah.
But yeah, I know we ain't, like you said. I was hearing what you were saying because I was hearing you said we ain't rocking a minute, but like basically, if you where you at with it is if championship or bust. If you're not helping us contribute to championship formula or championship DNA, just move on. That's Uncle Freezy take. Just move on.
Yeah.
That's what you saying?
No, say that again.
I'm saying like championship, like you saying basically if you can't help us contribute to a championship or you don't have championship DNA as a player on this, you don't want him on this team, right?
Yes, basically.
Right, basically. I agree with that though. But at the end of the day though, do you think a 9-man rotation is strong in the playoffs?
I was just about to text you. I was just look what I got in my hand. I was just about to send you the link. What's up, Lee?
It's good, Lee.
Goody.
It's good.
Goody. Peace and salute to everybody.
Salute.
Yeah, man. So
man.
Yo, what I'm saying to you, bro, is if you're not helping us get to a championship, I don't want to hear it.
Even Cam Reddish, Uncle Freeze?
Bye.
Dang, word.
Yep.
Bro,
Hey.
Bro, we had
personalities on this team, bro.
I get it.
Shot, we ain't got no time for pouting parties.
Bro, and I saw Cam Reddish at the joint, bro. He had his hood on. He didn't take his hood off the whole game. Ain't gave to the fans. Ain't did nothing. Ain't acknowledge NBA fans. He walking around. You know what I'm saying? Bro. And listen, I'm not turning on Cam. I'm not flipping on Cam, right? But what I'm saying is this. For Cam Reddish to understand the type of relationship we have, he has to understand that I am a Knicks fan that wants a championship first. The reason why I wanted him here is because I felt like he could help us win a championship. That has to be understood. The reason why I like RJ Barrett is because I felt like RJ Barrett could eventually get us to a championship. The reason why I like Quickly first is because I felt like he can help us win a championship. Now, if they do anything outside of help us win a championship, any of them, bye.
I can respect that.
That's got to be understood. That's got to be understood from go.
But what that plays into is like it's also dysfunction, and that's what I think, because I'm thinking my front office and my head coach, like they claim they friends, but they still not on the same page. Because if it's what it's looked like, that was a true statement that Tibbs probably never wanted Cam. So why did Leon Rose go out and get a guy that don't fit his? You know what I'm saying? Like I just think like I like where we're going. Go ahead, Lee.
Yes, sir. It was Worldwide West when I got him.
Well, the thing is, look, I mean, for what he was really worth and for what his salary was, it was worth a chance, guys. It's not like he's not a Tibbs guy or he's not this guy or that guy. His upside is so high that if he hits, we look smart as hell. But if you don't hit, then we do what we're doing right now, and it ain't gonna hurt us that much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind the idea of that and trying that out, and maybe he just don't fit with the rest of these dudes. I mean, my problem with the whole reason for not using him is if he wasn't defensive minded. So I think it's more than just his play. I think there's some external things happening behind the scenes we don't see. There's some chemistry issues. There's like maybe a little bit of I'm not getting mine attitude. You know, and I'm not saying he betrays that while he's playing, but I think he might be getting in his own bag and his own head and a little, you know, he don't like his role. Like I think he wants to have more of a role than he deserves. And I think that stuff's been surfacing behind the scenes, like at practice or stuff that maybe we don't see. Because as far as play goes and his age and what the energy he's been bringing on defense, and it's not like we need his offense that bad, but we need the other things he brings with his defense. So that's the only part for me. It's got to be off the court stuff.
Hey, coach, but it's not even really about what he deserves, but what he earned.
Right.
More so than anything.
Right.
Because the one thing I can say about Tibbs is fair for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And if you go out there and you do the little things, and the little things, unfortunately, and for our team are the big things.
Those is
like, you know what I'm saying? Hard defense.
I had to get the 11s because of you, Freeze. Sorry.
You good, fam? You know, you got to play hard defense. You know what I'm saying? Go hard, be unselfish, and be that type of player that's willing to do the other things versus the things that you are naturally accustomed of doing.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And the thing is it's like I was saying, like when it comes to this game and when it comes to high level teams, you can't have any pieces that ain't bought in to the system. Period.
Okay.
Facts.
You're always going to be limited to the, you know, the whole weakest link in the chain analogy. Like, if you got a guy that's playing in the rotation, whether it be an 8, 9, 10-man rotation, whatever rotation it is, that 8th and 9th man, that mug's got to be all in for that spot.
Yep.
And he can't be hoping. I mean, it's normal to be a baller and a competitor and an athlete to want more, obviously. But that's in every athlete's nature. They want the responsibility. They want more action. I'm cool with that. You know, they want to believe in themselves. That's normal to want that, to be hungry. But once you see your role on a team and what it is your role is, you have to embrace it and not at the detriment of your teammates. So if that's what was happening, that's what was happening. You know, so and if he ain't all in with the Knicks, as much as I was Cam Hive, I love his ability. I love what he brought to the team. But if he ain't all in as a Knick, just like any fan, get to stepping in my book. Because I'm a Knicks fan. I don't have a favorite player. My favorite player is the Knick that we're talking about at that time. That's my favorite player. You know. So
I mean, but my thing is just like the potential, man. It's like it's kind of scary, man. Like,
man, hey, I understand. I hear you. I hear you. This is what I'm saying about potential. If it's not helping us win a chip right now, screw it. Right?
Yeah.
You got to live and breathe winning. Right?
Apologize.
Like when you're a gladiator, when you ready for these battles, bro. You know what I'm saying? When a lion is on the other side of the arena, you can't be out there drinking milk, talking about I'm drinking milk, and in 2 years I'm gonna be such and such. That lion gonna eat you today.
But Uncle Freezy, do y'all think that's the narrative though, man? I just feel kind of bad for the kid because like I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we see him from that Memphis game, like we all, like for Coach say, we all attest to everything. We know the potential there. And I think it ties into like, again, the front office, like when we was tying up RJ, because like not saying RJ, like I'm not bashing RJ or nothing. I'm not gonna even say nothing about him. I'm just saying his contract. I think giving him that contract forced Tibbs to give him that minutes, because you can't give him that contract and then give RJ minutes like you giving Cam. But at the same time, when Cam was giving minutes,
sometimes giving RJ minutes like you giving Cam, don't you mean vice versa?
No, I said no. It could be like say no. RJ got the 120 million contract. I'm saying like it would be like kind of weird to play him like
109 million.
109. Yeah, my fault. It
Right.
would be.
It's only 120 if he's an all-star.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, that's true. That's true.
Okay,
109 million. What I'm getting to is Uncle Freezy is like him having that contract is I feel like Tibbs is playing them because he got a contract. So like at least he giving them minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the only reason I feel he giving them minutes. And Cam, being that he's trying to get a contract, he has to have certain types of minutes because he want to get paid too. So
man, I don't give a damn about Cam Reddish contract, bro. No disrespect, Shotgun. I started. You know how I started? I started this with championship or nothing.
Yeah.
You think I care about you? I care about.
I'm not worried
Cam
about
Reddish.
feelings either, bro. I don't care about your feelings, bro.
Yeah, and no disrespect to
Not
Shotgun
your feelings.
saying.
I meant the players.
I'm listening.
I
I'm listening.
understand Shotgun.
I can take constructive criticism.
I understand you. I understand Shotgunner is compassionate and empathetic towards these NBA players that stay in these 5-star hotels and make millions of dollars and all that. I understand where Shotgunner going with it, bro. What I'm saying is, as a Knicks fan, I could care less that Cam Reddish has to drive a Maserati instead of a Bugatti. I can care less.
That's true. That's true.
But
he playing the game he loves and getting paid to do it.
Right. 6'8", man. I don't know, man. He man. I just feel like somebody's gonna lock him.
Think about this. What if you can get paid triple what you make in real life just to be a podcaster? Would you do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
I love my kids, but yeah, absolutely.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to everybody is this. Let's not get this because basically that's what these dudes. Well, they don't make triple. They probably make 10 times more, 20 times more than they would make as a insurance salesman playing NBA basketball, right?
Yeah.
And you think I'm a kid? Cam Reddish making what, $4 million a year? Next year he probably gonna get a deal for like 2 years,
12 million.
2 years or something, whatever it is for some team.
Right.
Bro, do you know how much $6 million is to a kid like me?
Real talk, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he like, oh man, all I made was $6 million. Really?
Yeah.
Bro, I do understand. I do understand that it's all relative. Like he making $6 million compared to RJ, who has a third of the talent, and RJ's making 5 times more than him, making like 30 million or 20 or 28 million or whatever he's making. I understand that. I understand it's relative, right?
Right.
But I don't care about their pocket. I care about Knicks winning championships. Period. Anybody in here that don't care about the Knicks winning championships, I think we seriously, you know what? We all have to seriously recalibrate how we think about this team. See, because my uncles, them generation, and I'm not shouting them out. I'm just stating this for a fact, for a historical fact. That generation, late 60s, early 70s, all they cared about was championships.
Right.
They didn't care about the Knicks look cool. Oh man, did you see Clyde Frazier chain? You know he got a Rolls Royce. They could care less, bro.
Yeah.
The next generation in the 90s. Do you think did you see the new signature Pat Ewing sneakers? They could care less, bro. They wanted to beat Jordan in the playoffs and win a championship. And now we talking about this generation is talking about, well, Cam Reddish, his contract. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel I don't know, man. I just feel like I said, man, it was like Coach was right about it wasn't a bad trade. I'm not beating him up about the trade. It just don't make sense. Like, why did we do it? Wesley, like, it's just weird. Why did we put this kid in this type of psyche to make him think he's gonna be a Knick? Oh, that's Dre. What up? Salute.
Yeah. What up, Sean? What up, Coach? What up, Corey? What up?
Yo, what's up?
I think the problem is the idea of Cam Reddish is better than what Cam Reddish actually is. That's the main problem. And when Tibbs got a hold of him, I guess we don't know everything. We can only speculate, but there might be some behind the scenes things where he doesn't really exactly hit it off with Tibbs in like practices, or he doesn't grasp everything. Well, while he might be trying, but maybe the idea of Cam isn't as great as what it's made out to be. And to even further like go on about that, Freezy was on a panel with We Talk Hawks yesterday, and I was watching, and it's interesting their perspective on their young guys on that team, where like as we say it, like as I just said, like the idea of them is better than what they actually are, and they weren't that high on a lot of their wings that they got because of what they actually put on the court.
Right.
Like how we view like DeAndre Hunter, we might view him favorably or maybe think he's worth his money. And over there, they're just fed up with him and his inconsistency and his lack of and his lack of production.
I've been saying that from the beginning. That
Oh,
we
you went
overvalue other
Kevin
teams'
Herter.
talent all the time.
Salute, boy.
But Dre, you got a great point with that. But that's why I feel like it tests us Knicks fans, because we don't hold our players like I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest, like biased. I do like IQ. So sometimes like I will, you know what I'm saying? But like I love the Knicks. So we have to like we love individual players so much that we don't hold them to the accountability that they should be held to. You know what I'm saying?
Standard, not an accountability standard.
Right.
It's the dual-edged sword, because our passion allows us to like want to view a certain player in a certain way. No.
The Knicks fan base don't have passion, bro.
Really?
Yeah, no, we be tripping.
The Knicks fan base don't have passion, bro.
No, we don't.
It might be misguided passion. How we not passionate?
Especially if we draft you. Oh my God, bro, you a son.
They're passionate about their own agenda. That's it.
Well, we gotta win, man. Like to Freezy point, like you say, like if it's not helping us win championships, that is a good point, Uncle Freezy. Move it on, bro. It's time to move on. It's time to stop.
The Boston Celtics fan base, bro, they are passionate about championships. They are passionate about championships, bro.
Man, they look good.
Right. When their coach is not winning championships, somebody getting fired. You could believe that. When their best player ain't performing up to a certain standard, you can best believe he getting traded. Period.
Fact.
They'll take a loss to get him out of town.
That's a fact.
Right? And that's why they always hit on the Reggie Lewis type players.
Right.
The Paul Pierce type players, the Rajon Rondo type players,
right?
And then that's the reason why when we draft those type players, they turn out to be Kevin Knox.
Facts.
And I know this is going to be like, man, Uncle Freezy, you sound like a hater this morning. No, I don't hate it. Listen, man. Listen. Either you want championships or you just wasting time. That's as simple as it gets. Like really, really liking something is one thing. Yeah. I really, really like fish off the grill, bro. When you put lemon juice on it and have it grilled to a certain, I really, really like that, right? That's really. I really, really like Jordan 11s, right? I really, really like driving Mercedes Benzes and Porsches. I really, really like that. That's a thing for me, right? I really, really like Porsches, right? Right, but you know what I'm passionate about? The Knicks winning the championship.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't have a grill. Listen, hear me out before y'all cut me off. Hear me out. I don't have a grilled fish channel. I don't have a Mercedes-Benz channel. I don't have a Porsche Cayenne channel. I have a New York Knicks channel because I'm passionate about the Knicks. Right? That's what I'm passionate. I'm passionate about the Knicks winning the championship. I don't care about I don't care nothing about the Kith uniform. Oh, the Kith uniform is going to sell such and such amount of jerseys. So what? Yep. I don't care. If you're not, it's either championship or bust. And for too many years, we've been satisfied with bust. Right. So much so that sometimes we're a punchline. Only the Knicks will climb back to have a record of 20-20 and get in the street talking about bing bong. Oh, we're no longer losers. Bing bong.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what?
They wonder why the media kills us, because the media kills us because for 20-something years we've been a joke, and it's hard for Knicks fans to say it, but like I'll admit it, we've been an absolute mess. We've been worse than what the Dallas Cowboys have been for 20 years. We've been worse. We've been in the same ranks as the Kings.
I wouldn't say that, Joe.
Nah, that's true, man. That's true. The tri-state area,
we ain't even as bad. We're worse than Dallas. At least Dallas won in the 90s. We ain't win then either.
At least they made a couple of playoff appearances and have showed winning. Like, they're not going to win a Super Bowl anytime soon, but when you look at the team, at least they're showing progress over a certain amount of times. At least Jerry Jones, as much as a talker and as much as a person, at least he's tried to help the team win or push for the team to win. Dolan hasn't really done it.
The thing is, this is what I don't like, Freezy. When you were saying, I don't like the narrative when I see people saying, this is corny, this is boring, I don't care what the game looks like. I don't care what the style is. I don't care who's playing. I don't care who the coach is. The only thing I care about is when we win. I don't care how good it looks when we do it. I don't care how bad it looks when we do it. I don't care if we got 5 bums and I can't even spell their name.
Right.
All I care about is if the Knicks win.
They used to say that about Bill Parcells' Giants. When Bill Parcells was winning Super Bowls, it was like, man, that style is ugly. All you do is ain't no scoring. All y'all do is y'all win the games 13-7. Y'all don't have no star wide receiver. Blah, 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 all that stuff.
5 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah. And all Bill Parcells used to do is point at Super Bowl trophies.
Exactly.
Right. And I'm not here. I don't watch back. See, the thing is I don't need to be entertained by what the mainstream says is entertaining. To me, it's entertaining to see 5 athletes playing together and killing it out there for each other, for the blue and the orange. Like, it's about the name that's on the front, not the back. That's who I'm rocking with. That's all I care about. That's what I care about.
For a prime example, the San Antonio Spurs, they were the ugliest, boringest team I've ever watched play basketball, but they were fundamentally sound.
To me, that's beautiful to watch.
Exactly. They were fundamentally sound. They played together. Everybody knew their roles, and they stepped up and they played them very, very well. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. All the way from Ginobili, who I thought was not the most uber athletic person at the 2 guard, but he made it happen.
But he was an all-star caliber shooting guard that came off the bench.
Right.
Exactly.
And Shotgunner, do you think Cam Reddish will sacrifice his game to help the Knicks win a championship? Or will he think about his bag?
I don't think so, because at the end of the day, I think at this point, I don't think Cam want to leave New York. I think Cam, the pouting ways, that reason he's pouting, I think he's just pointing at that Memphis game, and he has a point. Yo, man, when you give me a chance, bro, I know I'm erratic sometimes, but that game when we almost came back from Memphis and we was playing as a team, we was all healthy, I showed up. When he shut down Kelly Oubre, he showed up. When they put him on Mikal Beasley and slowed him down for shooting threes, slow him down. So defensively, bro, he's showing something. You know what I'm saying? But I have to lean on my coach, because my coach is an assistant defensive championship coach, and if he's not rocking with him, I gotta listen to my coach. You know what I mean?
All right, hey, y'all, let me.
Tibbs a championship coach. Tibbs don't do nothing. Tibbs had Wiggins. We talked about this last night. Wiggins, Levine, and Towns, and done nothing with it. Right. He's not a championship coach. He's not even close. He's a great defensive coach, but championship level, no.
Excuse me, sir. 2008, when Boston Celtics went on the team.
Assistant. But when it's his own team, he hasn't done nothing. He's underperformed. He performs.
His defense, Joe Madden. Doc Rivers had the offense. He was responsible for KG, for Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce was never considered a defender ever in their career. Besides they got with him, and they won a championship.
And you can't underestimate that. They also lost in the finals too. They made
Kevin Garnett is one of the Kevin Garnett is one of the
He
greatest
won it.
defenders of all time, man. He himself damn near installed the defensive culture on that team.
That's
While Tom
not no.
Thibodeau,
Whoa.
hold on. Tom Thibodeau is a defensive genius. But when you're a coach, you're responsible for more than just defense. You have to manage personalities. You have to manage your offense. You have to manage so many different things. And he's failed at that at multiple places, not just one place. He is
And then
better.
that's why him and Doc Rivers still have jobs because they're still eating off of that championship. They haven't done nothing since. That's what they've hold. Oh, we have that one championship with great players in Boston, and that they've had a career. That's why Tibbs has had so many chances, and so is Doc Rivers, because they're going off of that. Without that, Tibbs ain't a head coach in the league, and without Leon Rose, I don't think he gets a job.
I disagree. I mean, look, I look at Chicago. I look at everything he touched and made gold. Like when you build something from nothing in championships and make them a playoff contention.
Wasn't nothing, man. He had an MVP.
He got a number one pick in D Rose, bro, and he had Noah and all these dudes. Like he had Towns, Wiggins, like.
Why didn't nobody else unlock him then? Like why under Tibbs Rose became an MVP? Like why he wasn't considered MVP?
Hold on. So the year before Derrick Rose won the MVP, he could have won the MVP that second year. And the only reason why he didn't get consideration is because he was so young. His numbers from the year before to the MVP year was similar. And if you take into account how he looked against Boston in the playoffs, the Boston Celtics were coming off where a battle-tested playoff team, and D Rose was dismantling them by himself. But let me bring in Jay Boogie. Let me bring in my much older, but probably more handsomer older brother, Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie, how you doing this morning, bro?
Good morning, man. I'm good. Just listening to the guys.
Much older.
I'm just here to hang out with the fellas. You know what I'm saying? And rock with them, so I'm good just listening to the guys, but shout out to the chat, shout out to everybody rocking this orange and blue. I see y'all up here remaking the Sopranos, y'all clipping people, you know what I'm saying? I see y'all talking about this championship thing, you want a chip, it sounds good, but before you get a championship, you gotta put that work in to get it, you know what I'm saying? So, while y'all talking about the championship, what are we gonna do that's gonna lead towards the championship? I need to know. I can't just skip everything and say I want a championship and just forget everything else that comes along with leading to getting a chip. So what are we gonna do? What's the first step? What's the first move? What are we doing? Is you got to be pointing towards the office first, to start making moves. So I mean, what are we doing? I hear y'all talking about it. So I'm putting y'all in the office. What are we doing?
Jay Boogie. I'm going
with Jay Boogie coming in like the uncle,
killing it.
Like you're saying, y'all doing all this talking, but y'all ain't saying nothing. That's how your uncle. Jay Boogie, I know where you coming from. Jay Boogie is my much older brother. Jay Boogie is only 22 years older than me, man. But if you saw him when you saw him in Charlotte walking the streets, he looked like he was like a celebrity, man. Little kids walking up to him.
You're crazy. Why?
Then I'm getting in interviews. If I would have seen it with my own eyes, bro, I saw it with my own eyes. A little kid, little dude and his son, like a dude and his son, talking to Jay Boogie after the game. Jay Boogie explaining to him about the album, and the little boy got stars in his eyes, like he's seeing somebody important. One of the most beautiful things you'll probably ever see in your life. If I wouldn't have saw it myself, if Jay Boogie had just told me that, I wouldn't have believed it. But since I saw it with my own eyes, I can share that story with others.
Yeah, that was an amazing situation. His dad brought the album, and being that his dad brought the album, I told this little kid, grab your phone and take a picture with me, you know what I'm saying? So you can you can show that you got the album and who you was hanging out with, That was a very great moment, to be living in and sharing with, with that little kid and his family, and other family, little kids, I was with that too, and sharing that with the guys I was with. Shout out to Freezy, Uncle Fulio, Rob the Nick, everybody else that was there that night, Jigga Man. Shout out to all that people right there. I would have loved to have had the footage, myself, saying just to keep it in, what I'm saying, for just to watch. But when you come to situations like that, you can't just take pictures and record of a little kid that's not yours.
Right.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
and it was spontaneous. And it was
Right.
spontaneous in the moment too.
Right. So therefore, that's why I made sure, it'd be grateful for me to take a picture with you on your phone. You know what I'm saying? So, just trying, just showing the love. But that's why I always tell y'all, man, you never know who know you on these podcasts, man. You never know.
You never know.
And at that Charlotte game, that was the first time I never wore a J Boogie logo. Not a J Boogie hoodie, a J Boogie hat, no, none of that. And people, they're watching the shows and they're knowing and recognizing faces and everything. So I always say, you never know who's watching, who's listening. So make sure when you speak upon something or you say something, make sure that, what you're saying, the next time somebody see you out there in the street, they're gonna remember you for it. That's what it's about, man.
Bro.
Just being on podcasts and just talking and everything. That's good, but share something with somebody else, man. But I don't want to take it too much. I don't want to change the subject. Y'all talking about championship. What y'all gonna do about it, man? I want to see it. You said I'm older than you. I want to see it.
Jay Boogie was 45 the last time he won a championship. You know what I mean? So he don't know when he gonna see the next one. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm with Boog all the way as far. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Jay Boogie, how old were you when the Knicks won the last championship? 42, 43? Right? Hey, Jay Boogie, you don't know. Jay Boogie don't know when the next time he gonna. You know what I'm saying? He want to see it. Jay Boogie don't want to be an old man. You know what I'm saying? When the next time the Knicks win a championship. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what, 5 years old, maybe 6, 5 years old, something like that when the Knicks won the championship, bro. I don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, my passion from that day till now has been unwavering, bro. It's championship or bust. It's championship or bust. I don't care nothing about the Knicks alternate uniform. I don't care nothing about the 9th man, the 10th man, frustrated because he ain't got a contract. So what? I don't care. Bro, come help us win the championship. You'll get your money.
And the thing is, for me too, is look, Knicks fans, look at me. Oh, go ahead with the super chat, and I'll say this.
And Diamond Jim, thank you for the generous contribution. Diamond Jim says Cam is in the GY right now doing pull-ups and push-ups. I hope so. I think he talked about the gym. I think he was saying he in the gym right now doing pull-ups and push-ups.
He need to go to a psychiatrist.
Doesn't really mean anything to his basketball.
Sports psychologist. Sorry. So anyway, what I'm saying is, Knicks fans out there, Blorange Tears Network, I'm looking at you. Look at this old mug. All right, I'm 47 years old. I was born in 1975.
Whoa!
In my lifetime, 47 years. The New York Knicks, the biggest market in the country, the so-called Mecca of basketball. I have yet in my lifetime see the Knicks win the championship. Period. Think about how long that is, y'all. My old behind, and you want to talk about someone who's sticking with somebody for a little too long? Come on, man.
Yo, you wasn't even alive. By the time you were born, we had already started transitioning to Bob McAdoo and those players. We had already started moving away from Willis Reed.
I was born in 91, so I was like, damn.
I was 95. I didn't get to even enjoy Ewing era. I was stuck with Melo and what we got now, basically. I haven't seen much winning. I think I've seen, 3 playoffs that I remember of.
I'm Chris Duhon, David Lee, Eddie Curry era, Quentin Richardson. Terrible, man. Just nothing.
I'm right there with all y'all experience and all that. And the thing about when that man say he's 47, I'm 8 years older than that man. 8 years. And I don't even get to claim the Clyde Frazier and the Willis Reed because I didn't know nothing about basketball then.
He's too little.
I was just too little. I wasn't even walking. I'm still on the floor. So it's been a long time coming. So I understand when Frieda say he won a championship. We all deserve a championship. Well, we got to get this thing going in the right direction for a chip,
Right.
and as long as we make the proper steps, in that direction, then a championship can follow. But we haven't made those type, steps, and you know what I'm saying. We haven't walked that type marathon yet. You know what I'm saying. Now we running sprints, but you know what I'm saying. That 40-yard dash don't make you fast; it make you quick. The 100-yard dash is what make you fast. But that marathon is a long distance thing to get to that finish line. That's why when they cross that, for example, that's why when Anthony Davis, shout out to Andy, when he crossed that finish line up in New York, you see how exhausted he was? Because he made something, he accomplished something. That's what we need. We need to cross that finish line of that marathon and accomplish something. You haven't accomplished anything, and the officers got to get it right, man. It's got to start with the office all the way down. You know what I'm saying? They got to make the proper right moves, the right adjustment, the right situation, the right timing. And along with all that, you got to have some luck too. You know what I'm saying? That plays its part.
Yeah.
And
Injuries and all that.
then we can lead. Then we can, start going for something. Because Freezy said it right. Boston championship or bust and all that, man. With the good Golden State, what, $140 million over tax luxury. They paying that bread. Dolan can do that here, but pay who that much money? These guys here? No, you got to get the guys in here.
Yeah.
You can spend that type of money and go for it. And then we got something to battle with. But now we still got training diapers and training wheels and bicycles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And getting scars and scabs. And don't realize, you know what I'm saying, you got to fall before you can get up. And before you can get up, you got to understand what it is to fall on that bike, to learn how to ride it.
Right.
About them running a marathon. They haven't started walking yet. They in no shape to run no marathon. Like, they barely got out of bed.
Right.
That's why I don't trust this front office. Like, if inside the next day of a year to make some sort of move or some sort of adjustment to show the fan base that at least we're getting closer or we started jogging. But right now, I'm worried about trusting them. I'm worried that they'll make a wrong move.
Joe, hold on right there. Let me do this because I want to go down that road with you. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, it feels good. We have no issues right now. And then he says 0 and none. And shout out to the 68 babies. I saw some 68 babies in the chat. Shout out to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a J Boogie. What do y'all like? The 42 babies?
Yeah, I'm 68, 421.
Okay.
68.
Okay.
Not 68 years old. The year 68. Don't twist.
Yeah,
I know y'all twist that.
Let's not get it twisted. Yeah, let's not. Miss Geraldine says, "Look at y'all babies." Yeah, Miss Geraldine, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And see, the thing is, I want to go down this road with Joe, right? Just real quick, Joe. Just be patient with me as I preface your question, right? I'm not ignoring you. What I want to do is preface this thing so we can get a deeper understanding and be able to comprehend what it is that we're trying to relate to people from different generations, right? Right. So what I'm getting at is this. Joe just said he don't trust this organization to make the right moves in order for us to win the championship, right? And Joe, as long as I've been a Knicks fan, that has always been the talk. I have never, ever in my life been able to talk to other Knicks fans and get a consensus from everyone that they trust the front office. Ever. I didn't even know who the front office. I didn't even lie to you. I didn't even understand what a front office was till probably about the 90s. Right? I didn't understand what the front office was. I wasn't old enough. When you're a kid, all you see is the kids on the floor.
Yeah.
Right? But when you about 22, 23, you in the workforce, you start understanding what bosses are. You know how you get your first job? You don't understand what a boss is until he start threatening you. Like, man, if you don't wash them dishes right, I'm gonna write you up. You're like, wash them dishes, man. If you don't get out my eye, and then you realize, well, and I'm gonna say this, and y'all probably gonna laugh, but when you're 16 years old and your paycheck is $78 every 2 weeks, you be looking forward to them $78.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
What?
saying?
And you're the man with that 78 too.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Now, I understand $78 to the youngsters sound like a little bit of money, right? But when you
You
16
talking about when
years
gas
old,
was not even $1?
yeah.
You got you fill up your tank with $10 bill.
Yes, bro. When you driving, say a 240Z, a coffee brown 240Z, like, or you got you
On aluminum rims.
on aluminum rims with the bullet holes in it. Remember the bullet hole aluminum rims? And you check like $78. You know what I'm saying? You understand? Like you can't take your girl Rhonda out to the movies on Friday if your boss cutting your hours back. If your check come in at $66, that means you can't take Rhonda out. So now you
No beef
understand
steak Charlie's.
Yes, now you understand what a boss is. And that's when I started understanding what a front office is. Right? When I started understanding what a boss is in real life, I started understanding what bosses were in other aspects. So then with the front office thing that Joe was talking about, I understand what he's saying. And Shotgunner. And you know what happened? When my boss Chris started cutting back my hours, I became the best dishwasher in the city. Right? So because I wanted more hours, right? So if you
I get where you're going at.
If you can't reddish and you want to get paid, guess what you got to do?
I get where you're getting at. I get where you're getting
Step
at.
your game up.
Yeah, and put a smile on your face and be happy you got a job,
your
bro.
Game up, man.
Respect. I get where you're going.
And when you take that girl out on a date, just be like, hey, you can't get popcorn and snow caps. You gotta get one
come
or the
on,
other.
girl. I mean,
sorry, baby.
Yeah.
Cut my hours.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, hey, Shotgun, no lie, bro. No lie. I took Rhonda out and my cousin 240, right? And guess what movie I took her to go see? And I had I'm just getting my license. I took her to go see a movie called Purple Rain in theaters.
Oh.
Now you might not understand what
really
Purple Rain is right
now.
Nah, I know what Purple Rain is.
You remember that movie Purple Rain? You know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
You 16 years old. You got you borrowed your cousin car. Your cousin Peanut let you get the whip. Peanut like, yo, have my call home by 12 o'clock. Man, I got you, big dog. I got you. Back then, we ain't say dog. Back then, we used to call everybody Troop. I got you, Trooper. Troop, I got you, dog. I got you. I got you. This was the slang. This was the hip hop slang back then. We used to call everybody Troop. I got you, Troop, because we felt like we were street soldiers back then. You know what I'm saying? This is an age of things going by, right? I'm not trying to get you to relate. I'm just trying to get you to understand where I'm coming from and my mindset. That's why when Joe said he don't trust the front office, at first I didn't know what the front office was. As I get older, I understand what the front office is. Now I understand why the front office is important. Why sometimes you have to be patient with them, and sometimes you have to be impatient with them. Right? You're impatient with the short-term goals. Like, hey man, you said, and this is just me making it simple. You said you was gonna buy everybody a pack of cigarettes when you went to the store, and you come back from the store and you ain't got nothing.
Right.
That's when you impatient. That's when you're impatient. But how you be patient with them is they be like, yo, I promise you when Christmas come, you know what I'm saying, I'll get you some J's. Well, it's around Easter time. I'll be patient with you until Christmas. That's the thing. Those are the two things. We got to understand. We have to be impatient with them on some stuff and very patient with them on others, right? But in the third season of their regime, it's okay to start being impatient with them because a lot of the stuff that they promised, you don't see any of that stuff coming down the road. So you could be impatient with them.
Freezy, in 3 years, have we made it anywhere closer to winning the championship with this regime? Like, have we? Like, we've doubled down and tripled down on mediocrity every single year. To like, there's no progress, and we're biding our time for this mystical like superstar that's going to come here immediately and help change everything.
We've doubled down.
Have you looked at these contracts we've given? No, we've repaid like a bunch of guys.
We haven't given the max to nobody.
Hold on, y'all. What does the word bide mean? What does bide mean?
We have
BIDE. What does that mean?
out of the rotation and D Rose Fournier, and when you add
bided our time, like we're waiting we're waiting until
you're
we
waiting
can.
patiently, or you're waiting
For a
impatiently.
superstar. Oh, I'm waiting impatiently, but the front office is trying to be patient, I guess.
Okay.
And I think
I
that's ownership, though,
Go ahead,
putting
Joe.
a thing on we need a superstar instead of ownership. Dolan says he's out of the way, and it shows that he's out of the way. You don't see him as much. I guess he's at games and stuff, but he's not as involved. All right, cool, no problem. But why hire a front office and be like, all right, you got to give me a superstar? Why can't you get the front office and it should be, you need to give me a championship and let them build it the right way and build it through the draft? They could have tore this thing down when Julius got hot. They could have traded him, got picks, and moved the right way. Instead, they brought in Rose. They brought in and they doubled and tripled and quadrupled down on mediocrity. And we're 3 years in and we're still in the exact same place with no progress.
But Joe, that was my.
And now we're going to have to lose picks to possibly
Go ahead, Lee.
move money.
Disagree.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, Joe Madden, listen, you know what I'm saying? Why not shoot your shot when you thought you had it? You understand what I'm saying? When you thought that we had, when you thought we had, oh my God, I can't think of the, doesn't matter.
Fizdale?
No, not even Fizdale. When you thought we had something good going on, and to move on from that point on, why wouldn't you try to shoot that shot? You understand what I'm saying? Because you didn't see it, or it didn't manifest into what it was supposed to be. Now all of a sudden, we're talking about 2-3 years later. You understand what I'm saying? Look at what we got now in front of us now, and let that go. You understand what I'm saying? Because that has came and went.
But what we have now is due to the fact they had a plan where they drafted Obi. They looked like they were going to build through the draft. You had RJ going into his second year. You drafted Obi. You drafted quickly. And you had Randle.
I understand what you're saying, but we pivot. We
pay him, and you're like, oh, we have a winner here, which was
never. We pivoted. Just for an example, like New York Giants right now.
Nobody, nothing. You act like you're paying people.
Yeah, listen. I agree with you, Coach. Coach, we on the same page. Chill out. All right. Listen, what I'm saying. It's just like the Giants right now. For example, I'm a crazy Giant fan. Nobody expected us to be in the situation where we can climb into the playoffs. You understand what I'm saying? Now, will it hurt us or help us in the long-term future as far as in the next 2-3 years? Maybe so.
I agree.
Maybe so. Maybe so. We won't get the DBs and the wide receivers that we might need. But the point of it all is the fact that they're still shooting their shot. You see, you got to understand, this is a business at the end of the day. And to be successful is the most important thing. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to get the most success out of the moment.
Right. But see, I want to kick back to what Joe said with this. What I'm tired of is people all because you don't like Randle personally, or you don't think his style fits. I'm not saying you in general. When I say you, I'm anyone that wants to get rid of and trade Randle because he's at a higher value now because of how he's playing, or back then, or whenever. I'm tired of the narrative of every time we got someone that's producing for the Knicks, we're thinking about getting rid of the dude for something better. We ain't never satisfied with what we got. That's our problem. The thing is,
Coach. Yeah, Coach, I'm with you, bro. Just real quick. I'm saying this, and I'm saying this in a nice way. And the unfortunate thing, Coach, is nobody cares.
Lightning in a bottle. That's what I was thinking.
Right,
Excuse me.
Nobody cares what we're tired of. Like I just said, you know what I'm saying? I'm frustrated with some stuff. And a lot of Knicks fans, they don't even care. Like when you say you tired of certain things, you're like, so what?
No, I know, but that's only the preemptive of what I'm about to say.
But listen to what I'm saying. Hear me out, because I know what you're about to say. I just want to throw in a little something. To your point, why not add a piece to the guy that's already good?
Exactly. Right? Now you finishing my sentence.
No, Coach, because me and you, we are synergetic.
I know,
right? Because we are synergetic, right? And so why not add talent to Randle, right? And we added Brunson, right? But is Brunson enough?
No, of course not.
Right? You added Trevor Kills. Is Trevor Kills enough? you added Hartenstein. Is Hartenstein enough? No. You know what I'm saying? And then you added other guys that got hurt last year back to the rotation. You added Grimes, you added Cam. Is that enough? Right? If you feel like that is not enough, then you got to go out and get more talent around Randle and the others in order to be competitive for a championship. And if you don't want to add more talent, if you want to tear this thing down to the studs and start all over, think about how mad you are when we lose this season, right? When we lost to Dallas the Saturday before last. If you were frustrated with that loss, imagine going through that 65 times a year just to get a rookie that might turn your franchise around. He might or he might not, right? And if he don't, then you got to go through that same 65 loss torture again. And if you're a cat like me and Jay Boogie and you go to a lot of Knicks games, you don't want to go to no Knicks games and sit through no 65 losses. Who want to go through that?
Yeah. And so to butter up what Freezy said is, so I'm in the mentality of this. When we do find someone that's serviceable, that's contributing, that's playing at a higher level for us, we keep that piece. And what Freezy said, we build. The term building around is a misused term. Okay, when you say you're building around someone and their talents, it ain't like because you think he's an all-star or a legend, and every move we make is going to be based around his particular skill set. When I say you're building around a good piece on your team, that means they're a good piece on your team. They're playing well for you, and you need to build your pieces around them. Now, if you want to reterm it and say I want to build above him, then let's say that, because we want to bring build with them. This whole build around term that people like use so much, it ain't a build around. It's not like I'm saying we should build around Randle to make him the cornerstone and the focal point of our team. We have a couple of guys that are producing at a high level at the NBA, and those are the guys we need to build around, period. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. So if building around Randle is getting him one or two superstars that play so he can be the third guy, then that's building around Randle too, and Brunson and whoever else is still here. That's what it's about for me. And the narrative that we're not this front office this front office that, this coach that. The oldest player we're playing right now is 27 years old, Julius Randle. We went young. We're going defense. We're playing a certain style. We're playing young. We playing any younger, we're gonna be in diapers. We can't go much younger. So people that want to tank, and this is our version of tanking right now. Like you can't tank it any more than we're tanking. As far as age wise, and tank's just a word. I'm not saying we should lose on purpose. Tanking and play a whole bunch of young dudes and see what happens. And that's what we're doing. We're playing a bunch of young dudes now.
But they're not high quality young dudes, and that's where I'm getting at. Was they had an opportunity to be higher and get higher quality players?
That's the question I was going to ask you, Coach. Too, is it more of that, or is it we had a stalemate? Is we stuck? And I think it's more of that.
We need to upgrade the guys that ain't producing. That's all.
I think we stuck, man. We're stuck.
We're the opposite of stuck. We got 11 draft picks. We got 4 or 5 guys that are considered young assets that could be traded for something else. We have 3 players that are going to be in somebody else's rotation eventually, and we can trade them even if it's for a little bit or for whatever. So every player we get besides those 3 is a bonus in addition to our roster.
But what champion, what smart team? Like I agree with everything you say, but that last point you said 3 guys that possibly go into other teams and be in other rotations. So why they can't be in our rotation? That's the problem I have with this. Everything
they don't fit what we're doing here right now.
See, man. It's a lot of questions, man. That's why.
So you want to play Rose and Fournier and Cam?
No. I'm the 9-man rotation got us on the 4-game winning streak. When I first got on the phone, I said I have to agree with my coach because one thing that's showing, he's saying you give me my type of players, defensive-minded players, we winning. So I can't. I ain't never debating that because we winning.
But see, I'm not talking about like just getting It's not about the quantity for me. It's the quality. I don't care if we have 7-man, 8-man, 9-man, 12-man rotation. It ain't about the rotations. It's the quality of the guys that are in that rotation. So, just like what Freezy said earlier, if we get an upgrade for Sims, buy. If we get an upgrade for iHeart, buy. Like, and I love that dude. But I think like some of the pieces we have now, we can get at least 2 or 3 other dudes that fit the holes that we have, because we have holes now, and we're winning some games right now despite having huge holes in our roster. And if we fill those holes, we can start to expect a little more. I'm not expecting no championship, but of course I'm going to hope for it. So that whole speech I had about the 47 years I've never seen a championship, I'm saying that's my end game ultimate goal. But just like Jay Boogie said, we need to do it in a way that's realistic and sustainable. Like Rome wasn't built in a day. There's a saying that's called. Like we can't just, there ain't no quick fix getting a winning lottery ticket and winning tomorrow because one dude's walking in the door. We got to build this right. This, and I think this is the first step. I don't think it's the front. I don't think the front office has been consistent either, and it's reflecting on our team. So that's the part that worries me. I don't trust them making the draft picks moves and things like that. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm going out on the. Go ahead, Joe. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Sorry, bro. I was just gonna ask Coach, right? And I agree with the extent. Like, I'm not up for trading Randle because Randle is turning my head back to where he's playing at a higher level than he was last year. Last year kind of put me off of Randle.
Right.
And I was never a big Julius Randle fan, but now I'm turning back. He's like the other night, the ejection. I have no problem with his ejection because I think he was 100% right. The ref screwed him, and I would have been frustrated too.
He was screwing him all night.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with his losing his frustrating. I think he was 100% right. My issue is does he have the skill set or the ability to play off ball next to a superstar? And what type of superstar or type of player do you think, Coach, do we need?
Donovan Mitchell.
No, hold on, Joe. Joe, do you know why that question has no answer? We can't solve your paradox. You know why? Because the Knicks have not had a superstar for Randle to play next to. Right? If Randle had played next to superstars, we could at least find an answer to your paradox.
He played next to Anthony Davis.
No, I'm talking about in New York. I ain't talking about
okay.
Because you talking about Drew Holiday and Anthony Davis and them guys. None of them wore orange and blue. What I'm talking about is in New York.
That jersey's a little heavier.
Right. Is Anthony Davis the same Anthony Davis in New York as he's been everywhere else? No. Right? I can answer that for you right now, because in order to deal with New York, bro, think about this. Right now, there are about 110 people watching a Knicks show in the morning or listening to it as they work or go about their day. You know what I'm saying? You think they doing that in Sacramento? Nah, ain't nobody doing that. Bro, what I'm telling you is can Anthony Davis hold up to the scrutiny of being a Knick? Probably not, bro. Probably not.
With his injuries right now, in and out, and just inconsistency over that since he won the chip. Like, if he can't do it with LeBron and what he has in LA and what they're at, not a chance he's doing it in New York.
Right. Hey, yo, Joe. Hold on, Joe. I got a quick question for Joe. Joe, my question to you, bro, is like, because you think like, well, I don't know if you think Tibbs, but just elaborating, because when we was debating about Tibbs, now the young core that everybody prays on our Knick fans on is just because we, you know what I mean, they're Knick fans, but them young guys are good, but they're not good. Do you think if Tibbs was to coach the Orlando Magic, they'll be the better team?
Yes.
Exactly. That's my point. We're overvaluing our young players. That's what I was getting to you, Coach. If Tibbs is on the Orlando Magic right now, they have a better record than the Knicks. Except give them Jalen Brunson right now.
I don't think so.
Hold on a second. We were never in that draft.
I think that's you overvalue. You're overvaluing Orlando's roster then.
I don't think you know who they got on their team. They don't have a coach.
I do know what they got. Tibbs ain't making them better than us, bro.
All right.
I think Tibbs could make them a little bit better,
They're
but they're
just
not.
real
They're
young,
not.
man.
They're
That's
going to
all,
hit their
no
floor,
knock
but
to
they're
the
not
talent.
going to hit their ceiling.
Nah, they
Hold
good.
on. Y'all stop talking over each other, man. Just one at a time. Go
I
ahead,
was going to
Joe.
say, like, Tibbs like can get your floor, and that's where we're at. He's getting us to our floor, past our floor, but there's a cap with his ceiling. He'll never get you to your ceiling.
Right. He's the guy before the guy. Like I think he sets a good foundation. Like I'm gonna make this an analogy because I'm a Bucks fan in football. Like Tony Dungy did something for the Bucks. He set them up a certain way, and John Gruden came and put the little cherry on top and helped us win. That's what like I feel can happen with the Knicks. Like if we can set a certain culture and a certain style here, certain mentality, and then I just think we need the next guy that really will push and get the energy to get the young guys reach their max potential. Because that's what I think we're lacking.
All right, let me read this super chat from Paris Duggar. Paris Duggar, thank you for your generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, wrong. I'm 60. Yesterday don't matter anymore. Paris Duggar, I'm not 60, bro. I'm not 60. I don't give out all my stuff, man, because I like to keep some stuff private. But I'm not 60 years old, bro. If you're talking about me, and I thought Paris Duggar, I thought in another super chat like 2 weeks ago you said you was 80. So, but let me do this real quick, y'all. Just be patient with me, right? While I do the channel stuff. Shout out to my man Rel from We Talk Mavs. Man, they got an excellent channel, man. If you're a fan of the NBA, make sure you go check out We Talk Mavs. That's one of our new homies. Man, make sure y'all go check them out. You know what I'm saying? They come over here and support us. Man, I want to have y'all go over and support them too, man. Kind of like when you meet your cousin from out of town for the first time and y'all start playing with each other and y'all realize that y'all can be friends. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm not a Mavericks fan, I am a fan of their channel and the way that they rock. So if you can support them in the ways that you can. And listen, Rel, man, we got to collab. We got to get together, bro, because the fans of this channel, the ones that go over, they seem like they really like what y'all doing over there. And I hope the feeling is mutual. Go ahead, coach.
But yeah, no, but just to everyone's point that like when everyone talks about, oh man, Orlando got a better younger players than us, or Detroit got better younger players than us. There's a reason they got better younger players because they've been picking in the top 5 for how long? They're supposed to have better young players than us. No, yes, it is the point. That's the exact point. Like
5 is not too far from 10, coach.
Bro,
we've been in the top 10.
Are you kidding me?
We've been in the we went through 10.
Shaw, come on, man. How many top 10 picks are on our team right now?
None. That's the problem.
Can I say something?
Yeah, exactly. Listen to what you're saying. There's only 2 dudes that were picked in the top 10 on our team.
One of them we can't get minutes.
Can I say this?
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. Yeah.
My point to you is this. Listen, now just think. Let's go back as far as the RJ draft. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to delve too deep in this. Okay.
Yeah.
There were 2 people picked above RJ. Now they're perennial all-stars or they're great players. The
you already went wrong.
Everybody loves them.
No,
everybody
Lee,
knows. Well known.
No, let him finish. Man.
No, bro, don't do that.
Yeah,
See, my point to you is this. If we'd have drafted John Morant, if John Morant would have fell 3, you would have been thinking a whole different way. And you would be talking a whole different way. See, the fact that it is what it is right now. We were not in that position. You understand what I'm saying? These draft positions, when you talk about Orlando's and Memphis and New Orleans and everything like that, unfortunately, in my opinion, the league is structured to push the better talent to those cities instead of pushing it to the small markets, instead of us to the bigger markets because it will drown them out. This is why you'll see Memphis or Indiana on NBA TV or ESPN before you'll see the Knicks. You understand what I'm saying? Because the Knicks have their own network. And I'm done with that. Go on, gentlemen.
I get what you're saying.
Let Sha go. Go ahead, Sha. Go ahead, Sha.
Now, can I answer that? First of all, the first two picks, those are phenomenal superstars. You missed Darius Garland. I would have never. If we'd have drafted Darius Garland at number 3, I'd have been satisfied with that.
Yeah,
but RJ,
at the time, he wasn't that. No one was seeing him at that.
Go ahead, Coach. No, right. That's a fact. That's what I was going to get at. So we drafted RJ because of the hype, him coming out of Duke, him wearing the Knicks. So that's the reason why we drafted RJ.
Well, let me just say this just real quick, Shotgun. Just to
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Darius Garland was that good. The question is, he had a checkered injury past. He was hurt as a senior in high school. He was hurt during his limited time at Vanderbilt. Nobody knew if he could kind of stay healthy, right? Because he was a slight guard. And then plus that uniform, plus the outfit he wants to draft hat was very questionable.
And that's the point I was about to get at.
I'm gonna jump off, man. I'm gonna holler back at y'all gents. I gotta take care of some business and stuff, man.
Right,
y'all
Boogie.
continue to have a blessed day.
Salute.
Peace, Boogie.
Salute, Jay. But that's my point. Like Freezy, you just said everything I was gonna say. Even we did the same thing with KD. We said his injury report. Like, guys, it's us. It's us. We probably looked Darius Garland way because of that. And look what happened. Colin Sexton go down. JB Bickerstaff give him an opportunity. He comes back with $196 million contract. So that's my point. Like those teams.
But I'm saying, like, Barrett was the consensus number 3, but to everybody.
Right? No, I agree. Yes, that's a fact.
When I say Garland wasn't that, I'm not discrediting his ability, but there was no universe where you or anybody else was saying that Garland should have went to the Knicks 3. It's easy to say that after the fact.
Well, no, I wanted Cam Reddish. To be honest, I didn't know none of y'all. I wanted Cam Reddish. Go ahead.
Well, Garland was hurt. Played only like 3 games. I think with Vanderbilt. That's why. If he had a full season, he would have gone 3rd.
Dre, are you about to say the same thing I'm about to say? Go ahead, Dre. You about to say something?
No. Say what you got to say, Freezy, and then I'll see if those.
Bro, there is a universe where Garland was considered number 3. The Knicks worked him out. They worked him out that day. They worked out the day of the draft.
Right.
Just to make sure it was what I'm saying is
to me that's like the Rooney Rule, Uncle Freezy. To me, I feel like they did that only to say, hey, we gave you a chance. But they was lying on his injury report. They knew they wasn't gonna draft him, but they got him in just to say we worked him out.
But why would you waste time doing that, bro?
Because that's Knicks.
No. Now the Knicks knew they needed a point guard in the future. They knew they needed a point guard in the future. But the thing about RJ versus Darius Garland is RJ Barrett looked like the golden child to everybody. RJ Barrett was the golden child at Duke. You know what I'm saying? He was the golden child for Team Canada. And now he's the golden child for the Knicks. So the Knicks basically said, we could take this safe pick in RJ Barrett, who wants to be here. His mom is from the Bronx. His mom is from Brooklyn. His grandfather was a Knicks fan. He got pictures all over the internet. RJ Barrett wearing Knicks stuff as a kid, 9 years old with a Knicks hat on. His grandfather, a season ticket holder. All these different things linking him to the Knicks. RJ Barrett wanted to be a Knick, regardless if he was picked 1st or 7th. RJ Barrett wanted to be a Knick, right? And so the Knicks, the season before, their best player was what? Noah Vonleh, Emmanuel Mudiay. Now think about it. Randle, think about this. Randle wasn't here yet. Was Randle here? I don't know.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. You came in the same year as RJ.
Our best player is Noah Vonleh, the dude that threw 60-foot passes straight to the other team defense. That was our best player. Dre, you remember that? Noah Vonleh get the rebound.
Horrific basketball, man.
And do an outlet pass straight to LeBron James, and then LeBron.
Finish my point when I get a chance.
Okay.
Our two best perimeter players was Trey Burke and Emmanuel Mudiay.
Yeah, but the point I'm getting at about Garland is don't think that Garland was not a part of the equation. He was, but you had to weigh these two things. Do you go get a franchise player that has a higher floor off the rip? Or do you take a chance on this oft-injured slight point guard that may become an all-star, but there's a chance that he may be injury-prone and can't take the pounder in the NBA? The answer
then-
is easy. You got it. You
No,
got it.
the thing is it's the reason why we weren't looking at Garland is we forget what was going on at the time. We thought we were getting our point guard for the future because we thought we were getting Kyrie and KD. That's why.
Yeah,
We
they
thought
thought.
that was guaranteed. We thought
So,
Kyrie was coming to town, and we didn't need to draft Garland. Think about it.
Uncle Coach, could I answer that? What makes that even more worse is they went into Darius Garland's report and Kevin Durant's report and didn't even give him a chance. So what are we doing? Now we're doctors. Now, we're medical determining guys' futures. Like that was so crazy to me.
Right. And coach, James Dolan is not a fan of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was never coming to the Knicks. Period.
I think they wanted Kemba. It was Kemba.
It was Kemba, Jimmy
They
Butler.
were a package deal at the
Durant.
time.
No,
I'm gonna keep
KD
it
wanted it to
short
be a
too.
package.
Shot,
KD and Kyrie
next time.
wanted it to be a package, but Kyrie Irving was never becoming a Knick. That's one of the things. That's one of the things about it.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. Shaw,
He wasn't becoming a
if
Knick
we
because
were to draft, hold on. If we were to draft Garland,
like Kyrie, bro.
if we were to draft Garland, it would probably been because we traded back to get him. Because somebody would have come in and they took that pick. And if he would have started slow in New York, we would have eaten him alive. Just like he started slow with the Cavs.
Nah, I disagree.
We would have traded back. We would have traded back. The front office would have got eaten alive for trading back to get him. And then if you would have started slow, it would have had like a multiplier effect of negativity. And we know how it works here, man. We already down on RJ for being drafted. We would have been even worse for trading back. And then he didn't come out and show promise while we traded back. And then we would have been like, well, we trade out of the third pick. This guy would have been this, that, and the third. Knowing, however, we develop guys, we don't even know Garland would be Garland here.
We don't know.
Do we know that?
No, we don't know that.
Right.
Yeah, but do we know his story? And I'm not cutting Freezy off. All I know is even JB Bickerstaff thought he wasn't that because he was on the bench. But when you get that opportunity, when you get that time to shine, that man came back and got that contract, man. He did that, man.
We're starting with him.
He
We started with him in
Colin
the second year. He was starting with Colin, and then Colin got hurt.
Yeah, Darius Garland. And the funny thing is, Sexton was the point, and Garland was playing off ball, and then they switched them middle way through the season, and the Cavs started balling a little bit, and they knew Colin Sexton was not a point guard, so they were like, okay, Colin Sexton is expendable, right? But yeah, man. The thing I think Dre is absolutely right, bro. You don't know if Darius Garland would have even been an All-Star if he came to the Knicks because look at what they're doing with Emmanuel Quickly. You know what I'm saying? Look at Grimes, bro. Grimes should be so much farther ahead than he is, right? But Grimes in his career has played 80 games, right? About 79, 80 games. He's only scored in double digits 10 times in 80 games.
Has it been that much? Grimes?
Yes. Grimes has only scored in double digits 10 times in 80 games.
That's bad.
Is that a Grimes issue or is that a Tom Thibodeau having the handcuffs
Tom Thibodeau all day.
Right.
How is that a Tibbs issue, guys? I'm ready to debate this. How?
No. It's not about debating the issue. It's just that Tom Thibodeau's system. And we made it, I don't know, to some degree, some people we may have made a poor choice. Me, I don't know. I don't know, man. Wow. That's a hell of a topic.
Tibbs turns his two guards into Corey Brewer and Keith Bogans.
Or Keith Bogans, right. And if you can drive to the paint, he'll turn you into Elfrid Payton.
But you know what? I'm surprised. Like when you look back at it, and we talked about it last night, they passed up on her like a pure Tibbs player, Herb Jones, and they passed up on him twice.
For a dude that's never even coming here.
A lot of teams passed on him though.
Rokas Jokic ain't even coming here because they never had an open competition for point guard.
But the thing, Joe, Tibbs had a lot of input on drafting Grimes and McBride. Those are actually Tibbs types of players because Tibbs like shorter wings. You like 6'4", 6'5" guys that can play defense on the perimeter as opposed to the lengthy 6'8", 6'9" guy.
Right.
You know,
And
that was all Tibbs. That was a whole Tibbs draft. If that was the front office, and because it's been, to me, it's a trend that they've been looking for an athletic scoring 2 guard. If it was a Leon Rose draft, it would have took Josh Christopher. Instead, they passed on him and they took two Tibbs guys.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep.
So
I think if it was a Scott Perry draft, I think they go BJ Boston and Herb Jones.
Facts.
And then Tibbs would have had outside of Herb Jones immediately became an elite defender, but Tibbs would never play BJ Boston ever.
Because he's an athlete that has mental lapses. He'll be like Cam Reddish for us.
Exactly. And I want to say the coach for the Clippers thinks out of the box, and he actually plays his guys, and he can't even really play BJ Boston. So imagine Tibbs.
Well, man, I would say this to the whole Tibbs and all this stuff, man, about the championship thing. Coach, how comfortable are you with the direction that this front office is going towards building a championship?
C minus.
Mm.
I mean,
you mind elaborating?
My bad. I'll be back.
Here's the thing. All right. There's some moves they've made, and there's some parts of this roster that I'm happy with that we have. Okay. I think they're better at making comfortable moves than they are at taking chances and thinking outside the box. So when you make the comfortable choice and the obvious choice and the safe choice, you're gonna look like you're just doing okay. But you're not gonna win Powerball. Like I've said this before 100 times. You're not gonna win the big jackpot unless you gamble and take a chance.
Right.
So for us, this whole play it safe stuff all the time, on the surface, it's just going to look like, oh, they're serviceable. The moves ain't that bad, but it's not going to build the guys that take chances and hit when they don't expect to hit. I mean, that's where, like, I agree with Jay Boogie earlier. You got to get lucky sometimes. And then, a lot of people create luck. Yeah, lucky. Yeah. But and it's true because look, come on, man. I don't care how many scouts you have or how smart you think you are. No one expects a second round pick to be a perennial Hall of Famer. Come on, guys. You can't tell me I told you. Like the I told you stuff. Like there's so many players I've liked watching in college, or I saw them in the G League, or I saw them on another team, and I'm like, man, I like the way they can play and stuff. And then if all of a sudden become an all-star, I'm not going to pound my chest and say I told you so. I'm going to say, oh, I remember when I gave him some prop. I thought he was going to be good talent. I didn't think he was going to be like this. But so like, and that's where the luck stuff comes in. Like where the Knicks, look how many players
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, look how many players that are mid first round, late first round, second round guys that are perennial all-stars right now. Look at how many guys that aren't in the top 10 in picks and top 5 in picks that are perennial all-stars, like the Jokic's of the world, the Giannis's, all these guys were drafted lower than what their value is now. We're there, and their franchise are considered geniuses because they found them that low, but they didn't hit on all their picks.
No, and they also were unlucky, Coach. Because remember, they took Jabari Parker number 2. Right. And they took Jabari Parker was supposed to be the next Carmelo Anthony. Yeah. Right. But at the same time,
I thought he was good too coming out. I'm like, man, this dude's got some talent.
Right. Do you remember the Detroit Pistons Milwaukee Bucks deal where the Pistons had Spencer Dinwiddie and Chris Middleton on the bench, and the Pistons tried to add both those dudes to the Brandon Knight trade, right? Right. The Brandon Knight, Brandon Jennings trade, right? And the Bucks were like, man, we like Dinwiddie, but we only have one roster spot. If we can only take one. If not, we're gonna have to cut somebody. And they were like, well, just cut somebody and just eat the money. They were like, no, Dinwiddie ain't worth it. We'll take Middleton though. And they could have been. That's why I'm telling you, certain front offices are smart, and some front offices are just flat out idiots, bro.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
the Bucks are smart by taking a gamble on Chris Middleton. All Chris Middleton needed to do, coach, was get in shape. Chris Middleton should have been a first-round pick. All he needed to do was get into that elite NBA shape, and then now you see what Chris Middleton is, right?
Right. Like Drew Holiday has always been untapped. He's been an untapped potential guy.
Right.
Like everyone's always been kind of saying, "Oh man, he could be," and then all of a sudden he's on the Bucks and he's all that now. Right. It's the environment they're in, man. That's a big thing, guys. That's a big
nice
thing.
Pelicans too.
Yeah,
and that's where I was saying, like, but he was never the guy that they to build around. He was a solid pro who was producing, aka like Julius Randle is, and he was that extra piece that team needed to solidify what they got. Look at Brook Lopez reworked his whole skill set, and he adapted to a different style. And all of a sudden, Milwaukee looks like a genius because they brought him in. Brook Lopez the Nets were trying to build around him. Like he was producing. He had some numbers for a minute.
Oh boy,
for the Nets.
Look who backstage, man.
Yeah,
look who backstage. Y'all better get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Blorange Tears legend.
Oh boy,
Hoodie Cam.
The Tim's apologist.
It's Hoodie Cam.
It's
Hoodie Cam. Hoodie Cam was good, bro.
What's up, Cam?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How is everyone doing today?
Pretty good.
Well, thank you for asking.
Got my man. What's going on?
Joe Madden, long time. How's it been?
Topping them, bro.
Yeah, man.
Another day, back on the road again, going home.
Was that Willie Nelson? Or is that Willie Nelson on the road again?
Yeah, Willie
Johnny
Nelson.
Cash? Is that Willie Nelson or Johnny Cash?
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Dimebag Willie.
Pardon my intrusion. Just listening to the conversation. I thought hop in because I heard someone say that I was a Tibbs apologist.
No, I was only saying because the last time we hung out, we got you to stick up for Tibbs that one night. Remember, it was more of a.
Here's the thing about me sticking up for Tibbs. There's one thing to not Tibbs, right? And I'm not a Tibbs apologist. Is if you're going to not Tibbs, come up with a legitimate reason to do it. Don't just I don't like Tibbs because the sky's blue. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like your reasoning and rationale for bashing him made no sense. And so I wasn't really defending him. I was just defending the stance that this other person was taking because it was I have been the main proponent on Blorange Tears about how Tibbs was going to destroy this franchise. Not destroy, but put us back. Because as I've said since day one, and I got receipts. I can go back and check the tape. I've always said that the Tibbs coaching style.
Coach, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go after you. For modern day basketball. How you can't coach in 22 like it's 1990.
I think you're hitting in and out. I think you're hitting a bad patch.
Break it up, bro. Break it up, bro.
Cell towers down near you or something.
Hold on. Is this better? Can you hear me? Am I back?
Yes, crystal.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay, yeah. I was going to a weird area just now. If you know anything about North Carolina, I'm on I-40 outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. but he got lucky his first season because, it just, I don't know if it was lightning in a bottle of everyone brought in to what he was preaching. But as with anything, if the results, the easy thing about sports is winning, because winning masks everything. And when you're winning, everything looks fine. But when you're not winning and you don't make the natural adjustments and you're the leader of the group, people are going to look at you like, we're not winning because you're not making any adjustments. I'm not being up to my potential because you're not making the adjustments to put me in the right positions. And everyone can point at Julius Randle's up and down seasons. His first season was awful. His second season was good. His third season was, and now his fourth season is like, oh, okay, well, I can see why, he has flashes from his second season. I honestly think Julius Randle is a con man. I think Julius Randle is who he is. And Knicks fans want him to be so much more that we gloss over, like when he does good, we gloss over all the bad things, and then when he's who he is, we highlight the bad things. Like, no, he's just who he is. Sometimes he has better games than others. But overall, Julius Randle is just an okay player. He's a power player whose game is bully ball, and you can't always get away with it. But when he does get away with it, he's pretty good.
I disagree, but I'm gonna let you go with that. I'm gonna disagree
with you.
What
is there to disagree with? Exactly.
Okay.
Better than okay.
Hold on a second. I'm not done. Let me attack this first. First of all, he you know what I'm saying? There's not too many power forwards in this game that puts the numbers that he puts up. Right. You understand what I'm saying? That's fact number one. Fact number two, there's not too many people in his position that plays better than him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
that's the
5
same thing as number
1
one that you just said.
Hold on a second. No, but that's like 1B. Okay?
That's literally one. You said there's not that many power forwards. He said it's not even at a position. That's a power forward position. So that's the same argument you just made. You just made the same argument twice.
Okay. All right. So then I damn sure did. Forgive me. But I'm gonna say this though. You cannot dog him and just say he's okay. He might be okay amongst superstar players. You understand what I'm saying? What you consider superstar players. But he is a solid player. And the fact that he leads our team, you know what I'm saying? That he leads our team, it speaks for itself.
I like Randle. I would rather have a Randle that I know is tough inside and out versus say a overrated superstar that's soft like a Karl Anthony Towns.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
Let me ask a question. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Is it a rhetorical question?
Look at Julius Randle's best season and look at Nikola Vucevic's best season and tell me what's the difference.
Not much. The only difference is Randle only won a couple more games. They made a 4th seed.
Exactly. The only thing is Julius Randle is in a better situation than Vucevic. But they're the same. Vucevic is a center. And they're the exact same numbers.
Hoodie Cab, that's not
Nikola Vucevic is a superstar.
But Hoodie Cab, that's not totally accurate. And to be honest with you, I think it's cap because at one point in Vucevic's career, the starting lineup with Vucevic was Drew Holiday, Andre Iguodala, Lou Williams, Mo Harkless, and Vucevic. And in Randle's young career, Randle did not play with guys even remotely talented with that, right?
Did you say that? Are you comparing Mo Harkless to a talented player?
Is Mo Harkless the only name I said? Was Mo Harkless the only name I said?
Mo Harkless, like you highlighted Mo Harkless, like
he was a fifth player.
No, I did. I know I did not. I said, listen.
Boy, you a spin doctor.
Because listening is fundamental. I said Drew Holiday, Andre Iguodala, Lou Williams, Mo Harkless, and Vucevic, and you pointed out Mo Harkless out of that group.
Yes, I pointed out Mo Harkless because that's like saying That's like saying Julius Randle
Not to
played with
mention
Elfrid
Thaddeus
Payton.
Young.
Wow.
That's literally the equivalent of saying Julius Randle played with Elfrid Payton.
All right, so the 5 guys he named, how many of them guys are better than Elfrid Payton?
4 of them.
How many of those guys are better than Reggie? How many of those guys are better than Reggie Bullock?
Don't you dare come and be about Reggie Bullock.
How many of those guys are better than Reggie Bullock? Because if you say Reggie Bullock is better than those guys right now, I'm deleting everything you ever said on this channel about Reggie Bullock, bro.
All your receipts are getting burned.
Right. Come on, bro. You can't do that, Hoodie Cap. We can't move the goalposts on these things, bro. You know what I'm saying? Randle is a good player. Just admit he's a good player.
He's good. He's good, but the problem is he's the definition of purgatory, and that's my issue when we paid him. I was like, he had a hot year.
But that's the problem, Joe. You blame him for that. But
it's not just him. He don't have enough talent around.
He can only play what he plays, and that's fine. It's our fault or the front office's fault if they feel that he's the one that's going to lead us to that. So anyone that wants to think that way and think that he's that answer, no one's saying it. No one of their right mind or follows basketball or is a competent basketball fan and Knicks fan is going to say that Julius Randle needs to be our number 1 best player and we should build around him. So anyone that's using that narrative and saying buying into him is purgatory, I'm sorry, you're wrong. It's not that. I'm not personally.
Where are we now, Coach, if we're wrong? Because we've been purgatory running it through Randle. That's all we've been.
But
even when we made the 4,
that's not what I'm saying.
He went to the playoffs when the crowd got in the arena.
Then you're assuming we're done making moves.
He done nothing come playoff time. The same as RJ.
But Joe,
he's only he's only done it one time. He's only been in the playoffs one time.
Are we paying
in 4 years? But the fact,
hold on, Joe. Joe, well, that's not what he said at all. That's the opposite of what he said. He said anybody that believes Julius Randle is the guy is crazy. Basically, is what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Julius Randle has not had talent around. Nobody wants Randle to be the guy. And to bring up situations where Julius Randle was the guy is only validating the point that Coach made that Julius Randle is not the guy. Julius Randle needs more talent around him.
Then why are they paying him so much money like that?
That's not a lot of money. There's not a lot of money, Joe.
But
it's not a lot of money, Joe.
$30 million. Hold on, one at a time.
Are we paying him the max?
No.
We're paying him $30 million. We're paying him Brunson $30 million.
No, hold on. You're not going to finish my point for me, Kev. Hold on a second. So what I'm saying is, since we're not, it was a yes or no question. It was a yes or no question. We're not paying him the max. Okay, period. So your argument makes sense, and it can be said and can be backed up if we decided to pay Randle the max because we value him as our best player and we're going to use him to lead us to the promised land. Then yes, if that was the case, we have accepted purgatory, period. Then we're all in on Randle and everything else has just got to follow what he does. But we're not paying him that way. We're not setting up the rest of the team for him that way. So we're not even portraying that. So anyone that keeps harping on that this front office is building the team that way, you're just hating,
right? And on top of that, let's stop with this. Randle is the highest paid player crap right now, right? Right now, Jalen Brunson is the highest paid player.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Now, are we saying the same thing about Jalen Brunson?
If in a year from now, if he's
Can I? Oh! I got something.
Wait. Okay, go ahead, Hoodie Cap. Go ahead, bro.
I was not making the point about salary. I didn't bring up salary when I was talking about Julius Randle.
We know you didn't. What was your point, though?
So the point that I was making is we can sit here and say that the team isn't building around Julius Randle when in fact they are, because the offense runs through Julius Randle. And so you can't sit here and say, we're not building the team around Julius Randle. And he is. Julius Randle, and I don't know, but I'm going to assume that Julius Randle has the highest usage on the team.
No, you're wrong.
No,
thank you.
Hold on, wait a minute.
right now.
Hey, wait a minute, man. Y'all be throwing these facts out here. They lies, bro. We can't just be lying.
I didn't know. I didn't. No. I said I don't know.
Listen. You said you don't know, right? That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
You said you don't know.
I said
and I'm saying, okay, you're right that you don't know, but we can't just assume a certain thing is gonna be right because of the usage rate goes as follows, right? As of this week, RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle. That's how the usage rate things go, and it's been trending that way all season.
The fact that RJ Barrett's our highest used player is a joke.
Right. Bro, but we can't put these narratives out here because people listen to us and they assume what we're saying is absolute fact. Right? If we want to just say, now if you want to say Julius Randle touches the ball a lot, then I would be okay with you. What you saying that? And the audience would be too.
I started off by saying I didn't know, and I also said he probably. So that was not saying that I was saying that as a fact. I was saying from an uncertain point. That was my assumption.
Hoodie Cav, listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying you started that and then you got cut off.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
getting. I just want people to know, like I was saying, I did not know that I was going to assume because of how much he touches the ball. The eye test would make me assume that he is the highest usage.
It's because every time Joe says something, somebody cut him off. Every time Coach says something, somebody cut off Coach. Every time you say something, somebody cut off Hoodie Cav. And I'm here to make sure that that I moderate and make sure that people hear y'all individually speak. The stuff that y'all saying comes out crisp and clear. Right?
My apologies.
So I'm not saying that Hoodie Cav intentionally came up here to say dissuade people or misdirect people, right? What I'm saying is once you start your point, please let Hoodie Cav finish. That's what I'm saying. Once Coach start talking, please don't cut Coach off, man. Let Coach finish. When Joe start talking, please let Joe finish. Don't cut him off. Because what happens is a lot of stuff gets lost before we can actually hear what the person is saying. That makes sense to everybody, right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Hoodie Cav's point was about to be completely turned into the ditch, make it sound like Hoodie Cav was saying that Julius Randle basically hijacks the offense. That's what it sounded like to me when Hoodie Cav started talking and he got cut off. Hoodie Cav, you want to go ahead and finish?
All I'm saying is the team, once Julius Randle signed his contract at the time, and that has changed. I'm just saying, at the time he signed his contract, that's how he said, okay, Julius Randle, we want you to be the guy. Because in theory, building a team is easier in thought than it is in practice. This isn't a video game where you can just go and draft and get the best players. You have to take what you get. And what we got is Julius Randle. And no one is saying Jalen Brunson is our franchise player. We can't go out and get Giannis. We can't make Embiid our franchise player. What we have is Julius Randle. And that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is we got what we got. And what we got is Julius Randle. And we need Julius Randle to be our best player to put us in position for this group of Knicks to be successful. That's not saying that we as fans don't want Giannis Antetokounmpo or the Joker or Luka. I'm saying what we got is what we got. And that's Julius Randle. And the fact is Julius Randle is this team's best player. And if Julius Randle plays well, then this team will be in position to win games more than fewer.
Okay. Hey, Hoodie Cav, guess what? You're absolutely right, and I'm wrong. You know who the New York Knicks highest usage rate player is?
Who is that?
Julius Randle.
No.
I just researched it. So I'm wrong. The last time I saw it, Julius Randle was third, RJ Barrett was second. Right now, at the moment, and y'all know these things change, but we're talking about at this moment, right? Julius Randle is first, 27.1. Jalen Brunson is second, 25.7. RJ Barrett is third, 25.3. Derrick Rose, and this is just percentage. Derrick Rose is after that, 23.0. Then quickly, then Obi, then Svi Mikhailuk in terms of usage rate.
Yeah, but that just shows you like how close those top three are.
And how it can change, right?
Right. So it's not that we're building around him. He just happens to be our most. I know it's weird to use the word consistent around Julius. He's our most consistent scoring option. Okay, that doesn't mean we've settled for that and we're building around that. He's doing his job. We need him to score. We need him to be officially doing it. And when he's not scoring, we gotta hope that he helps other people get going.
Okay.
So, and then we need him to get rebounds and all that stuff. He's doing what we asked him to do. Anyone that's asking him to take us any further than we're at now is delusional.
All right.
So, what we need to do as Knicks fans, instead of saying, "Oh, since he has this value right now, we should trade him for something else," no. You keep that because you know you can count on that from him at the very least. And because we pay him what we pay him.
Hey, Hoodie Kev, I'm gonna mute you before while you.
Yeah, you got a lot of wind going.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of noise in the background. I just wanted to say hello to everyone in the panel, Coach, Freezy, Corey, Kev, Joe. Salute, Toria.
Salute, buddy.
What's up, Adam? How you doing?
So anyway, what I was saying with my fault is. It's okay that he's not the best option for he should not be the number one option of a team. Okay. We all understand. Anyone that's got a pulse and understands the game of basketball should know that. And for everyone to say that we're okay with this or that's the route we're going it's just irresponsible to say that. Because that's not what's happening. We still, especially once Rose is gone and Fournier's gone, you know, with the money and all that stuff, and our salary, our cap space and all that stuff is set up to bring in two big names here, or at least a big name, a big time contract, and an up and coming young guy who may be on the verge of getting paid. We have enough money to do that.
Right.
And that's where this is the stage we're at right now. It's not that I'm accepting this or I'm okay with just the 6-7 seed. I'm okay with this phase in our development as a team. At least we have enough sense to know we're sitting Fournier. We're looking to trade Rose now, and we're going young. We've gone everyone's been pounding the table for. Even all last year they were pounding the table for this, and now we're doing it. So you got what you asked for. Now deal with the outcome.
Hey, Coach, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Paolo Banchero has a higher usage rate than Julius Randle. Keldon Johnson has a higher usage rate than Julius Randle.
But they're teams that are tanking. That's the problem. The difference is we're a team that's trying to win.
Right. No doubt.
Like they're these young guys. They're like, here's the ball. We don't care about win losses. We're either way, we're good. That's what the Magic and Spurs are trying to do when they're trying to look at lottery.
They're the same age as us, though.
Huh?
Look at the average age. Look it up on Google.
But look at
look
at their high upside on the draft. They've drafted high upside superstar caliber type players. Like Banchero's going to be a superstar caliber player in time. Our best is Deuce McBride might be a backup point guard. Quentin Grimes might be a 3-and-D player. That's where my issue is. That they've rode. My issue at the beginning with Julius was that they tried everything to move him when they drafted Obi. Then Julius gets hot for a couple of months in an empty gym, and then they pay him. Okay, they pay him. So then Julius has a down year, right? And instead of trying to get better and add more pieces, you bring in a point guard to help him, but he's playing better now, but you're still at the same spot you kind of were last year. That's my issue. And it's like, when is this thing going to realize and going to end that Julius isn't a piece that we're going to be built, that we should be building around him. I think we just said that. It's insane to think we'll be build around him. My concern is his style of play does not look like he's going to be a guy that is able to play off ball because he doesn't play defense and he's not a 3-point shooter.
That's where my issue is. Now.
Huh?
He doesn't bring the ball up anymore. Only once in a while he'll grab a rebound and bring it up.
I didn't say bringing up the ball.
So if he doesn't have the ball coming up the court, he's off ball.
Right.
He's on ball. He runs the offense more in a half court setting. Kawhi Leonard doesn't bring up the ball for the Clippers when he plays. Some of these boys, like Luka, does when he with the mad. Like you have point guards usually do that. In a half court setting, though, he's more or less running the offense.
Okay.
Hey, Frizzy.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? My man Joe, you keep mentioning these contracts and the money, and I'm gonna explain something to you, about how smart the Knicks are about their money. Everybody's contract is on a sliding contract. You understand what that means?
Yeah, it all going downwards.
Exactly. Do you know the cap goes up in about a year now? Is it next season or the season?
2024 and 2025. Yep.
Yeah, they go up. What percentage is it, Freezy? It goes up every year. I think it's like 4. It goes up like 3 or 4 million.
No. We're referring to the 2 TV deals. So one is a medium-sized TV deal in 2024, and the other is the mega huge TV deal in 2025.
Okay, so now when you're talking about money in the next 3 to 4 years, do you know where RJ Barrett's contract is going to be?
25 million, I think, in around that range.
Yeah, like 26 and a half.
Exactly. So do you understand what that means? That means we'll have either more money to move him. I mean, it'll be easy to move him then, or even that from Brunson to him to everybody else. So the money has never really been the issue. The issue right now is where they want to send him, or who wants him. But as far as the fact that we have him, we need to get the most out of him while we have him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Julius Randle is not a horrible player. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we need to move him now. Who are we going to get for him? What are we going to get for him?
Yeah, I'm not moving him now. I think we're in, unless a team is coming to me and saying I'm giving you 2 first-round picks and one of them has to be unprotected, I ain't listening. Before the season started and with last year, my issue with Julius was, and it's still kind of concerned with me moving forward, is the inconsistency from an all-star player to a guy who sometimes looks unplayable on some ends of the floor. Like if his shot ain't falling and if he's not playing hard, because the defense is the issue for me. And the thing is, you can't move Julius now. Like I agree with you. You're in a good position. You're winning games. He's playing well. You're trying to make the playoffs. I'm cool with that. But what's the next step? And what's the next step with Julius? They're my questions.
Yeah, I think Joe, I think you're asking for too much.
What am I asking for too much?
I think you're asking for too much, bro. No, I'm talking about with Randle, because you legit said your problem with Randle is on the defensive end, right? But have you seen Jalen Brunson's defense on the defensive end?
No, that's an issue too. RJ too. That's
right.
the majority of the team. I'm not just pointing at Randle.
Right, but I'm saying, but you mentioned Julius Randle specifically and didn't mention the others.
That's who we're talking about. We didn't talk about Brunson yet.
Right, but we were talking about highest paid players and salaries and contracts. And Jalen Brunson is the highest paid player right now. Jalen Brunson makes $27,733,332 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Randle makes $23,760. Right. Evan Fournier makes $18 million. Julius Randle makes only $5 million plus more than Evan Fournier, and Evan Fournier is not even playing.
Yeah, that's an issue. That's what I'm talking about. Like with the front office, talk about money. You got a max contract basically sitting on the bench when you add up Fournier, Rose, and Cam.
Right.
Guys that have been in rotation.
That's the point that I'm getting at. Like we point at the flaws in Julius Randle, but we don't point out the flaws in others. Like for instance, Evan Fournier is not playing not because he's not a good offensive player. Last year, he set the Knicks all-time three-point record, right? But his defense was so bad that he's unplayable. He's sitting on the bench making $18 million, right? We're not complaining about we didn't bring up Evan Fournier name once, right?
No,
and Hoodie Kev. I noticed Hoodie Kev is looking at us like why are we talking? And the star of the channel doesn't get a chance to talk. I understand, Hoodie Kev. I understand. Listen.
I'm listening.
Look like you pouting. It look like you pouting, bro. Can we tell you want to talk about Reggie Bullock?
I think a lot of Knicks fans, to quote Angela Bassett, we had to show them who we are.
Oh.
What did you say? Hello, repeat that.
Angela Bassett in what movie or in real life?
No,
two movies actually. Two.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but Kev, I want to ask you.
When Turner whooping her behind, and what's love got to do with it?
Kev, I want to know though. when did your song change about Julius? Because I remember back in 20 when we were having this 4th seed run and Julius was hot. You told me I was crazy that I wanted to trade Julius, and you told me I was crazy that the Knicks were stupid. That I said the Knicks were stupid for paying him. Where did the switch happen? Because I haven't talked really since then that year. I haven't been on the pod with you since.
Joe, I had to sit back, and I had to. Sometimes it's hard to see the forest through the trees, right?
Right back.
Okay. And I thought to myself.
I mean myself.
I thought to myself. I said, you know what? You know who we don't fault right now? Leon Rose.
Okay.
And it's not Julius Randle. It's not Tom Thibodeau. It's not Jalen Brunson. It's not Evan Fournier. Because these people are who they are.
Okay.
They have shown us who they are.
Okay.
Leon Rose decided, I know who Jalen Brunson is. I know who Evan Fournier is. I know who Julius Randle is. You know, I know who Mitchell Robinson is. I know who these people are. And Leon Rose decided to put this collective together to expect what exactly? Like, we can't be mad at Julius because Julius is who Julius is. I can't be mad at Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson is who Jalen Brunson is. Evan Fournier has always shown us who he is.
Okay.
Leon Rose decided to bring these players in collectively to sit here and show us, you know, that they can be a championship level team.
Okay.
And they're not. Because the same old question has been for the last 5-10 years, because the Knicks have always had money. We've had money for a long time. And not one superstar player has decided to come and be the savior of this franchise. But year after year after year, Knicks fans be like, oh, we have the money to go pay somebody. You can have all the money if you want to. If nobody that is going to change the course of this franchise is going to come here, we're going to be in the same place, just walking around in circles, saying the same things over and over and over again to each other. I mean, it's not changing. And so I'm not upset about Julius Randle because I know who Julius Randle is.
Okay.
I'm upset about Leon Rose. Leon Rose has no course for this team, and it is his job. It is his job to put us on a championship course, and he has failed. He has failed the organization. He has failed the fans.
I agree. He had an opportunity to make that move, to make that step this offseason, and he failed to pull the trigger because he thought RJ Barrett was a little bit better than he was, and he didn't want to give up the picks. But he had an opportunity and he pulled out. And now, yeah, it looks a little bit, we've won a couple of games, it looks a little bit better. But I have no faith that Julius Randle is going to keep this up Like, I'm taking it. He's playing well. I'm not trading him right now, but one game at a time, because that's how you have to look at it with Julius. One game at a time, because after that, you're just going to set yourself up to be disappointed.
But, dude, he's been doing this every game, every year. He's not changed that much. No, it's not 4-game stretch. He's been producing this. Even last year when everyone was down on him, on how bad he was and how selfish he was and blah, blah, blah. He still had right around the same averages.
Well, his rebounds are down, his assists are down this year, and the scoring is up. That's what I mean. But what I'm saying is last year, like, we just talked about this with Julius. One good year, one bad year. One good year, one bad year. And this is consistent. And it's the same thing over and over again.
One bad supporting cast, 2 bad supporting cast, 3 bad supporting cast, 4 bad supporting cast. Think about that.
But how come he's been up and down?
Look,
it doesn't matter what the sport is. He got to worry about himself now when everybody else is doing.
Because the team's been up and down. You're giving
Randle
too much credit.
Performances have been up and down. That's the reason the team's been up and down, because his performances. When Julius plays well, we win games. When Julius plays bad, we lose games.
Julius Randle didn't sign Brunson. He didn't sign.
No, and I'm not blaming Julius.
We still talking about
solely on Julius. Julius was never going to turn down money. Like, you think Evan Fournier was like, I'm not.
Joe, Julius Randle did turn down money. Julius Randle took a discount. That's documented, bro.
Yeah, it's not a discount. You look at that contract to me, it's a little overpay, maybe right on the money.
But that's your opinion, right? But where can you find a guy right now that's going to give you 22 and 8 for $23 million?
I can find a bunch of them on rookie deals. Let's go through the list.
Well, who right?
Potentially, though. We're talking about potentially
on rookie deals, bro. Come on, man. That means they never had a chance to hit free agency. Of course, they're gonna be on rookie deals. They got drafted, of course. But once they hit free agency, you think they're gonna be making $23 million? Come on, man. And we blaming Randle for all this stuff. We blaming Randle for all this stuff, and the highest paid Knick by $4 million is Jalen Brunson.
I'm not blaming Randle for all this stuff. I'm blaming Leon Rose for all this stuff because he's the man that wrote up the checks for all these things.
But we're referring to Randle. We're not referring to Jalen Brunson at all. And we're not referring to RJ Barrett.
He just got here.
We're crucifying the front office when technically, I'm critical of the front office too. I think they could do more, and they should do more.
I think they will.
And here's the thing: we're criticizing them, and they've been the most successful front. Technically, think about it now. What I'm about to say, they have literally been the most successful front office we've had since when?
Since yesterday.
No, I'm just saying. Like, think about the 4th seed. When was the last time we qualified?
But the thing about the 4th seed, coach, is there was a 3-way tie for 4th, 5th, and 6th, and we had the tiebreaker.
Okay,
that's how come me and Hoodie Cav didn't know where the Hoodie Cav. Remember what we was talking about? We was gonna go see the Knicks in the playoffs, and we didn't know if we were gonna be Miami
Atlanta
or in Atlanta. Yeah, we didn't know if we was gonna have to go to Miami or go to the Garden or go to Atlanta. We didn't know, right? It was a 3-way tie between 3 teams. That's what's y'all get what I mean,
right? But the thing is, I'm not trying to give them more credit than they deserve. Trust me. Like, my thing is this: in the end, right now, we're competitive, and whether we like to give them credit for it or not, the team that's competitive right now with lesser than ideal star players, somehow they've created a team because they didn't sit Rose, they didn't sit Fournier. The team, all these other players that are playing right now, winning some of these games and being competitive in some other ones, that front office brought them here. So I do have to give them their credit for that, at least, because this may not be where we want to end up, but when you're taking the yellow brick road to Oz, and you want to see the goal at the end of the rainbow, you gotta go here first. You can't just fly right to the goal. You got to make your trip. Like now, is this the first step towards something better? I hope so. But we have to be here where we're at now. I'm not saying we have to settle and stop now, I'm not saying we have to settle and stop at Randle. You know, having Randle and Jalen Brunson as good startup pieces and a couple young guys that might turn into something, that's a good start. Now we got to keep going with it. That's my whole point in this whole thing.
And my question is, Leon Rose has been the president of basketball operations for about 3.5. Is Leon Rose because I'm trying to
computer. Hey, coach, you beat me to it. You beat me to it, coach. Hey, Hoodie Cab, you sound like Roger Troutman. More bounce. Boom, 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 boom.
He's having bad signals because he's out.
You know, Leon Rose has had significant draft capital. He's had significant cap space and has yet to pull the trigger on any major move. And I believe he's had the opportunity to do this, and yet he still hasn't. And so it's like, is he trigger shy?
Nah. I think he's more ignorant than trigger shy.
There was no reason for him not to make Donovan Mitchell trade. He didn't.
Let's not open that Pandora's box again.
He's getting bad signal.
Let's move on for that. I don't need to go into the depression.
Question to ask, like, how you keep hoarding this draft capital because you want a superstar player, and you want a superstar. You have to have cap space. You have to have young players. Okay, you have this. You've had this about 2 years now, and you've done nothing with it. You go in the draft, the trade to get more draft picks because you want to use draft picks to get someone, but you're afraid to actually go out and get someone. Has anyone even realized like he hasn't done anything? Like, are you afraid to actually make a move? Because I feel like he feels if he makes a move, he's stuck with that move, and he's tied to that move. And if that move doesn't work out, he can get by because he can say, "Oh, I don't have the talent around me." But once he pulls that trigger, that's it. And I think he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, but we still have the assets, though. We can't draft all these dudes. All because he didn't make the move when we wanted him to.
Like, we've had for about 3 years now.
We've never had this many picks.
No, we've had about 4, 5, 6 picks for about 3 years now. We've had a lot of picks. Even in the OB quickly draft, we had a lot of picks.
Yeah,
Kevin, we only got these picks in the last draft. We traded back and we got
we just got these
bunch of seconds.
No. We had 2 first-round picks and 2 consecutive drafts.
Right.
We also just recently got more picks. We've had a treasure trove of picks.
He's right. In 2020, we acquired Obi and Quickly, who were both first-round picks. And in 2021, we originally had
Marcus Smart
19.
And the following year, you had Grimes. You had 2. You had 19 and 21. One of them was the Dallas pick.
Right.
Since the Dallas,
so we've had
hold on, Hoodie Cap, hold on, let Joe finish. Hoodie Cap, hold on, let Joe finish. This is what I'm talking about. Go ahead, Joe.
No, Kev, I'm just trying to say is like you had to add in players, like you had them picks, but to be honest, what superstar was getting you them picks? We have. Was it all our unprotected picks, bunch of protected picks, bunch of second picks, bunch of young players, and that couldn't even net us Donovan Mitchell. So that's what I'm saying is you.
No, we could have got no, Joe. No, we could have had Donovan Mitchell. Don't sit here and say that couldn't have got because we could have pulled the trigger on Donovan Mitchell at any moment. Leon Rose decided not to do that.
Well, no, Leon Rose was extending RJ. He went in and got cute and said, "You know what? I'm pulling RJ out of it and give RJ an extension."
Yeah. Exactly. So don't sit here and say we didn't have the capital to do it because we did. That's not a capital issue. That's a Leon Rose issue.
Okay.
No, I do agree, but at the same time, it's like the price range too. I wouldn't have been comfortable of giving up a third unprotected pick because what if Donovan got hurt or what if something happened? You giving up that unprotected pick stops you from being able to add young players to the roster or make future moves. So
don't come with that lame excuse. Don't come with that lame excuse. Oh, what if they get hurt? Anyone can get hurt at any time.
But that's what I'm saying is you don't give up a third unprotected pick.
If you use it as an excuse, then you're just being in the same old boat because you're gonna sit here complaining, oh, we don't have a superstar when you could have had one. And he turned around, oh, what if you already got hurt?
No, I agree. I wanted Donovan. I wanted Donovan at nearly at all costs, but I do understand why they didn't pull it because of that extra pick, because that locks you basically down to make any other sort of move. So you're basically hoping that Donovan was going to carry you and what you had to the chip, and that wasn't going to be the case here. And that's why I understand it. Now it's what do they do with the rest of these picks? And where are they going? Because my fear is that they get nervous and Dolan starts, and the next thing they start trading off some of these picks for below average all-stars or the guys that aren't going to move the needle. That's why I'd be happy sitting now, wait a year or two and see what happens with the likes of Luka Doncic. But other than that, I don't know where they're going.
Did Luka Doncic sign a contract extension for like 5-6 years?
5 years, but that's how it works. Donovan done the same thing and got out. Didn't ask out, but was moved not even 2 years later. So you got it. That's the same thing. Luka's already putting pressure on them.
Dallas isn't in the same position that Utah was in.
Dallas are close to it. All they have is Luka. And Luka's going to be like, y'all not helping me. They refuse to pay Brunson. They tried Bolden Brunson and let him walk.
No, Joe. Don't do that. Because under Mark Cuban, Dallas has never been sellers. Dallas has always done everything they could to win. They have always done everything they could to put their best players in position to win. So do not use that same excuse. Oh, Dallas they might want out of that. No, Dallas is going to do what they have to do to help Luka win. Whether he wins or not is different. But Dallas is going to do what they can because that's what their MO is.
Well, Luka's already is going to start putting pressure on. It's like, yo, you want to help me to win? Yep. Do it now. Because they went from Western Conference with Brunson to trying to lowball him and not pay him, let him walk, to basically being a team that should be picking number one in the draft without Luka.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at is Luka at the point is going to be like, yo, what do you let my second best player go, brought me no replacement. You need to start, and he's going to start putting on pressure. And if they don't make a move within the next 18 months, Luka's going to be like, all right, adios. I'm going to go somewhere to win. And that's why.
When has Dallas ever shown you that they aren't willing to do what they can to win? They got Porzingis and traded Porzingis away.
Yeah,
that's
and he's
an example of Dallas not the franchise to play around.
I'm just saying that team don't look as good without Brunson, does it?
And they let him go for nothing. They didn't get anything for him. They could have even done a side and trade with the Knicks. The Knicks were like, screw you. Because the way things went down. Okay. So Luka to me is one really to watch over the next 18 months. Because and it's not even about making the playoffs. They need to get back towards the Western Conference Finals in the next 18 months. Or Luka's going to be like, do you know what? I'm done.
They're the 8th seed right now. Their record's the same as ours.
Yeah, but you take Luka out of that team, like he's carrying them. He has to be putting up close to 40 and 10 every night. You take Luka off that team, they're in with Detroit and they're in with the Magic and the Spurs for a number one pick. That's where they are with no Luka Doncic. So that's what I'm getting at is how often it's the same with the Cavs and LeBron back in the day. How long is he going to sit around, like sign a new deal? How long is he going to sit around and be like, all right, I'm carry. He's going to be like, no, I want to need some help. I'm going to be moved. Right. And Brunson's here. So you have that's the only reason that's keeping me at bay with what's going on is let me see what happens with Luka because I'll give up the whole organization for Luka. That's the only thing. Other than that, if Luka and some of these guys might be looking out.
Did you say the whole organization?
Not the whole. Well, no, all the. I mean, not the organization.
No. I'm saying, all right. So you're willing to give a lot for Luka, right?
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
That's all I'm asking. I'm not indicting you. I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Why do we as Knicks fans do this to ourselves? I mean, we see a player like, oh, they're just Rondo. Let's go out and get him. We do this time and time and time and time again. And then we don't get anybody. And then we sit here like, why did we go get him? How long have we sat on this channel? Hold on, Joe. How long have we sat on this channel and pegged and begged and cried for someone like Damian Lillard? How long have we sat on this channel and wanted, whoever? We do this over and over and over again. And nothing ever happens.
Because it never.
And they don't like that toy. And they see another kid's toy and they want that toy.
I wanna be your man. I wanna be.
This never asked out. He's still there because he never forced out. Donovan Mitchell wasn't forcing out. Donovan Mitchell would be a Knick if he was forcing to be a Knick. But Donovan Mitchell
wild boys
got that where he wanted. Or got sent, just took that, okay, I'm going to Cleveland, I'm happy. But if he wanted out and was like, I want out to go to New York, I'm going to New York. See, we've never, with the only disgruntled stars, you've had Ben Simmons was disgruntled, James Harden was disgruntled. Neither of them were even close to being the Knicks because the Knicks weren't interested and they weren't interested in the Knicks. The thing with Luka, I think, is different. If Luka asks out, the Knicks will 100% be in, and I think they will have the assets if they don't make a stupid trade or two between them.
Now, that Luka is going to ask out. That's the thing about it. You're assuming Luka's is going to want out, and the Knicks are going to be the first day at his doorstep to get him.
Well, I'm just thinking he's just saying just some other stars in general.
So?
Like we need a star because Randle's not enough. So we got to look elsewhere. It's not that we're only looking for disgruntled. We need to look for because that's what we've been okay at. We've been pretty good at trades.
Right.
So at least we've been getting that kind of right. I think we get some value out of trades sometimes. So
what trade have we been good at?
Hey, hold on, Hoodie Cab. Hold on, Hoodie Cab, before you say that. And I know you're asking that in an innocent way, right? I know you're not saying.
I'll let Freezy answer that for me. I don't feel like.
So the thing about trading, bro, is we have been the most active front office in terms of trades since Leon Rose took over. Not only, think about this. How many trades do you think we did this year, Hoodie Cab? Just off the top of your head.
I don't know.
It was like 3 or 4, right? The draft
five, and then at the trade deadline. Before the trade deadline.
Oh yeah.
Remember, we got Cam Reddish. We got Cam Reddish and Solomon Hill before the trade deadline, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
And then we were also involved in the Rajon Rondo deal with Cleveland, where we didn't get Rondo. Then we did trades on draft day. And so just real quick, right? Saying what trade have we won? What trade have we got overwhelming talent in return? Is one thing, but saying how successful are we at trading is another thing. We are very successful at trading.
We are active at trading. Success is dependent on opinion, because as the Cam Reddish trade been successful?
No, they're probably going to lose. They basically give up a first for a rental and Cam, and they're looking to get a second or some young player with a different skill set.
Right.
But what's going to end up happening is they might end up having to attach Cam to get off of money, like Fournier.
Yeah, and so it depends on what success is, because if you say was the Cam Reddish deal successful? Yes, because even if Cam didn't do anything, we shed about $7 million in salary to get Cam Reddish. So if you're looking at the cap implications of it, yeah, it was successful. And then on top of it, we got a young wing player that we thought we could bring in and show us potential. Now, if Cam Reddish would have blossomed, we would have murdered Atlanta in the deal, right? But it didn't work out. So what? The Knicks shed money. So going into the offseason, they used that little bit of savings to help them do more trades. So you can't just look at it, player for player, right? Because for instance, you said Cam Reddish, but you didn't mention Solomon Hill. Solomon Hill was also in that deal. Why didn't you, Hoodie Cat? Why you didn't say Solomon Hill name?
You know what a successful trade was for me?
Hoodie Cat, why didn't you say Solomon Hill name?
Because he's irrelevant.
Okay.
A successful trade to me is when Toronto traded for Kawhi Leonard. That's a successful trade because they helped them win a championship.
Okay.
doing a trade just for the sake of doing a trade, just so you could do another trade, to do another one, to clear up space, to do something else, is not successful. That's just doing something to pander the fans.
But
that's just doing something to pander create. You are not going to have a hood over my eyes, Leon Rose, and act like because you're being active means you're being successful, means you're putting us in a better situation. Because
how did we get all these draft picks?
Does not mean that we are in a better situation.
How did we get all these draft picks?
He came into the job with draft picks in the cupboard. Good afternoon.
Not 11 of them. What's up?
What's up, boss?
What's good, OG?
How we doing, Nick Nation? Yo, Hoodie Kev is on fire. Y'all need to listen to Hoodie Kev. Y'all need to stop this.
Wow.
Y'all need to stop this signifying. Like, stop it. He's had cap space, draft capital, money, and has done what with it? When is he supposed to use the draft capital?
Did you say signifying?
Right now.
Yes, he did out loud.
Yeah, you going all what's my name? Way down in the jungle deep. Way down in the jungle deep.
Dolomite.
Yeah, he going all Dolomite on us.
And what's so crazy? I met that dude.
Dolomite.
That's crazy.
Sitting here signifying and trying to, I'd give it all up for Luka, but I wouldn't give it up for Donovan. And as if Dallas has ever not done right by a star. Like, you waiting on Donovan is like you waiting on Haley's Comet. I mean, on Luka's like you waiting on Haley's Comet.
Okay.
I'm not waiting on him.
Me neither.
Something is right in front of you. If something is
you speaking to one dude.
If something is tangible and right in front of you, a known commodity, and you don't, and this person says, and basically give you all the hints in the world that they want to be here, and you don't do it, then you have failed.
You talking about the guy we just beat? You talking about that guy we just beat last time we played him?
Did we play the Cleveland Donovan Mitchells or did we play the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, supposedly, according to our fan base, all their pieces are better than ours, and so with all their better pieces, with all their better pieces,
fan base.
Okay, all right, then I'm not speaking to you. Then don't feel the need to defend this comment. Then so hush and let me finish. So if that team has all these better pieces than we got, supposedly by you take the pulse of most of our fan base says that Cleveland's roster is better than ours. You add him to that roster, then they should be whooping our behind, don't you think? Because
we were asinine. That is ridiculous. That is a ridiculous statement. And I hope
what's ridiculous about it? What are you talking about? What I'm saying is, if all these people are saying,
"Oh, they're better than you," that means that they can't be beat. That's what you're saying. Like, what?
But I'm just saying he wasn't enough for them to beat us. And the first time we played him, like
in a regular
he
season
dropped
game,
40 on
early in
us
the
the first
season,
time he played us. He killed us.
In a regular season game, early in the season,
the second time we played him, we stopped them.
The Cleveland Cavaliers then beat the New York Knicks, and that means that Donovan Mitchell isn't a good player. That's what you're saying.
I never said that. I'm just saying you guys are considering him. No, what I'm saying is you're putting him on a level of Luka, or he would have been a savior. We can't. You're accusing us of being something as guilty as what you're trying to say. We can't just make that deal for Donovan. I'm done making points. This windy card mug is going to keep cutting me off. I'm done making points. Go ahead, Kev. The floor is yours.
You're not making a point because please tell me
I can't make it because you keep cutting them off.
Mitchell has not done in the NBA.
I can't complete a thought because you keep cutting me off.
Luka made the Western Conference Final. Donovan Mitchell hasn't got past the second round.
Okay.
What I'm saying
Mitchell
is
got outplayed by Jalen Brunson in Utah in the first round of the playoffs.
So what I'm saying is
that's the only.
What you're accusing everyone else of is we want to just get some disgruntled star. Is we can't just make that Donovan Mitchell deal just for the sake of making the deal because he was the only kind of big star that was available to get. That's the point. Even though I wanted to make the deal, I agree we should have made the deal, but we can't just say, well, we didn't make that deal, so the front office failed. Now they're going to fail if they still have these assets and some of these other pieces to make. If they still don't get somebody during this year, then hell yeah, I'm gonna be in the hive that says they failed. If they do nothing with these assets at all, then in the end it is a failure. I agree. But yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Coach, allow me to interrupt you for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I made this analogy as far as the Knicks and where they're going and how they've been acting, which was, in comparison with sitting in the middle of the car in the back seat, right? Would you agree with that? That they'd have been treading water, okay? While they're treading water, okay, look who's in your rear today, but who's not going to be in your rear in a year from now? Orlando.
I disagree.
Detroit.
But we were saying that
I
this
disagree.
year.
Hold on, y'all. Let AD finish though. Come on, go ahead.
Yeah, but these are teams. Whether you believe that their talent is better than the Knicks' talent or not, there's no question in my mind. Orlando has superior young talent to the Knicks. If you're consistently treading in the middle, how are you gonna overtake? How are you gonna stop the launch, the tidal wave that's coming up from behind you?
Okay. All right.
No, I agree with your point with that, but my point is this though. Everyone was talking about how much trouble we were in this year because we didn't make the Mitchell trade because the rest of the East is coming. The rest of the East is getting better. Well, look at the rest of the East right now. Y'all were wrong. So far, you're wrong. The rest of the East didn't get that much better. Think about how they're playing right now. There's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of teams in purgatory right now. Are they not? We're not the only ones with problems right now. Whether it's because of an injury or because guys aren't playing like they should be or whatever, But the fact is, we're playing the way we're playing right now. We're 6th seed right now, and I'm not saying, "Oh, I'm happy with that, guys. Let's go home." I'm not saying what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is, we're complaining that we ain't doing this, we ain't doing that, but yet we're sitting in the 6th spot. We're on a 4-game win streak. We're playing better basketball. We're playing young guys, and we have assets to make other moves to be even better. And we're sitting here complaining about that, and like we're all geniuses because we're saying like, oh, well, these other teams are still better than us. They still have a better future. Like why can't we just be okay with at this moment? It's not settled. For being happy with your team's success when they ain't supposed to be this successful doesn't mean you're settling for that. I'm not settling for this happiness. I'm going to enjoy the happiness while I have it. That's the point that I'm getting
at 500. You're not very successful. You're at 500.
So are you. You're 500.
But AD,
we're all 500.
Hold on. But the point. See how fast the point is missed. The coach said at the moment. Coach, did you not say at the moment?
I said at the moment.
Where do you believe before the season started the Knicks would end up record-wise?
I thought we were going to be 5 games over 500.
5 games over. So right now, according to your trajectory, they're not successful.
The season's not over yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, gents, I want to jump on for a few minutes. I got to roll. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Much love and respect, brother.
Yes, lady.
You know what? I'm sorry. I can't, because you sit here and you talk in a calm tone does not mean that you're right at all. I tell Uncle Freezy all the time, and I tell Uncle Freezy, I'm 36 years old. I'll be 37 next month. And although I'm a pretty young man, I am sick and tired of losing. I have never seen my favorite team win a championship.
Neither have I.
I would like to have that
Neither
feeling.
have I.
Neither have I.
And I'm 47.
So I would like the opportunity to. I have not felt the joy of knowing that my team is championship caliber in almost 25 years. I have sat around and been ridiculed for wearing my Knicks memorabilia. I have sat around and been the butt of jokes. I have sat around and been someone like, "Oh, you're a Knicks fan. I'm sorry for you." I am sick and tired of turning on ESPN and having my team being made fun of. I mean, the laughingstock. I am sick and tired of it. I want my team to win. I do not have time to sit here and continue to wait.
Let me tell you the same thing I've been telling. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I've been telling Coach. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I'm telling Coach. I've been telling Coach for weeks now, bro. Who cares? Who cares about how you feel, bro? Nobody, bro. Nobody cares. I'm telling you, and I don't mean that in no disrespectful way. When I'm saying it in the same way I told the coach and others on the channel, when you have this thing where you say, "Yo, I'm tired of losing and all this stuff, bro." The question is, who cares? Because you're either relevant or you're either relevant or you're not. Right now, your team is irrelevant, and until your team turns the corner, nobody cares, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
That is all I'm saying is, can we please do something to be relevant? I am not sitting here accepting mediocrity like it's okay.
Who is?
Donovan Mitchell would have made this team better.
Who is?
That don't make you different. That makes you one in a million, not one of a million. And I know on the surface it sounds like they're the same thing, but it's not. All it makes you, Kev, is one in a million. That means there are a million people just like you feeling the same way. You know what I'm saying?
I can't tell because all I hear is people accepting mediocrity, people accepting being 500 and being happy to go along the ride. That's all I hear.
So you totally missed what I said.
You don't listen. Then you don't listen. You just hear words and don't listen.
No, because I sat here and I listened to everything you just had to say. And what you had to say was you're enjoying the ride.
What I say?
Be happy with what you got. That you're not complacent, but you're just enjoying the ride. I'm tired of this ride. This ride is going nowhere.
Is that what I just said? That's what I just said? That's what I just said? I'm asking.
No, that's not what you said, Uncle Freezy.
Oh, okay. What I'm saying is there are a million people passionate just like you, bro, that want to win a championship. Right? I started this thing off with Coach. Did I not start this episode off with its championship or bust? Remember that? About 2.5 hours ago. Yeah. What I'm saying, Kev, until we put the pressure on this front office to be championship or bust, we are gonna be mediocre. And to that point, Kev, is this. To the point of it, Kev, is this. Until this front office says, "Hey, you see these kids over here? You see Obi Toppin? I'm gonna trade him for Eric Gordon so that Julius Randle will have help. You see this kid over here, Emmanuel Quickly? I'm going to trade him for a package that includes JaVale McGee and some others." Until you get into that mindset, bro, where it's all or nothing, then you're going to continue to be frustrated. And I apologize on behalf of the Knicks, but that's just where we are, right? Because championship contenders can care less about a young kid with potential if he's not helping them win today. That's just what it is.
The last I checked,
that's all I want to get to.
But the last I checked,
Rose's job to get us there.
But the last I checked, in order to climb Mount Everest or any mountain, Okay, you can't just not everyone get on a helicopter and land on the top.
No.
Okay, you there's a journey to get there, and I have enough wherewithal and understanding that Michael Jordan ain't walking through the door tomorrow and saving us. Okay, we got to be where we're at right now, and it doesn't mean I'm complaining.
Kevin Knox is not coming through that door to take us to a championship.
and
Reggie Bullock is not coming through that door.
And the fact that I got to keep putting little disclaimers out there for fans like you that want to put words in my mouth because you can't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Okay, I got to keep putting these little disclaimers. I'm not saying that I'm complacent or happy with where we're at right now, or this is where I want to end up being. But when we have any success with the group we have now, I'm not going to be one of them but fans and not enjoy a damn win when we get one, because we don't have the championship tomorrow. I'm not going to be living in that fan misery like y'all want to live. Sorry. If that makes me a homer, then call me Homer. Then I'll wear the Homer crown.
I'll be
Coach
Simpson,
Homer.
Mark Simpson's husband.
This is not about being a homer or being complacent. This is about, as Uncle Freezy said, putting pressure on the front office to make a move. Because the only thing this front office has proven us is they just keep going in circles.
Do you want them to make a move?
Bro.
Or you want them to make the right move?
Hold on. Leon Rose has not done one significant thing to turn the trajectory of this franchise into a title contender. Not one thing. The only thing he's done is sign mediocre players to big money deals.
And he got rid of Bullock and Knox.
A major indictment. That's a major indictment.
When he gets a perennial all-star level talent, a all NBA level talent on this team, then someone can come and say, Uncle Kevin, look what Leon Rose has done. But until that happens,
I'm not backing them.
Don't come to me with saying, oh, we got to climb the mountain. We've been climbing the mountain since Patrick Ewing left.
So Leon Rose deserves all the blame for that.
I'm not giving the front office any credit. I'm just saying they've been the most successful front office because we've set the bar so low. They've been the most successful front office we had since the 90s.
And that's what we should be jumping on ownership and being like, yo, Dolan, what the hell are you doing? You have all this money coming in and all these fans. You're filling out the garden every night, but you can't get you can't put a product on the floor that matches.
Dolan's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's being the owner.
Now
he's being an owner, and he's falling back and letting people who you paid to do the job try to do the job. At the end of the day, you can't. I'm not gonna let y'all. No, I'm not gonna let you beat this man up when he actually fell back. Because when he was in the way, because hold on a second, no, Joe Madden. Because when he was in the way, we was in a worse situation.
Mm-hmm.
We was in a far worse situation.
And
so now, hold on a second. No, Freezy, please let me finish this one point.
Hold on, let me tell you, Ed Lee. I'm the moderator, bro. I'm good at this.
I'm sorry.
Let me clear the space. I'm the number one Chief Rock in Knicks universe, bro. We got 102 people watching because we do this thing good, right? You gotta sometimes, bro. Let me DJ and play the right song so you can have the floor so you can do your dance, bro. I got you. You gotta trust me, bro. You gotta trust me. I'm not gonna set you up. Yo, all I'm getting ready to say right now is, just listen and hear my man out because he got a point that's untouched. These are some of the points that sometimes get caught up in the wash, and these are the important things that we should be talking about when we have these conversations, right? I'm sorry about that, Lee, but I had to make sure I'm clear the dance floor so you can have your moment. Go ahead, bro.
My fault, bro. My fault, big bro. And you are right. This is your show.
No. This is our joint, but you know what I'm saying? I can't have people cut you off when you're trying to do your thing. Go ahead and do your thing, bro.
My point to you is this. Listen, for the last 15 years, 13 years prior to this, Leon Rose has been in the middle of everything that we have done wrong. We have been the perennial laughing stock of the league up until this point, for real, because we are nobody's laughing stock no more.
Okay.
All right. Now, with that said, he finally got some people in here to raise the bar, and to Coach's point, and raise the bar, and to change the whole aspect of how you look at this franchise. Now, because we have not made particular moves to satisfy the fan base, because the Donovan Mitchell thing went through, and it may have been through poor mismanagement. You understand what I'm saying? Or through the fact that maybe it wasn't worth, putting the franchise into a bad situation, because at the end of the day, you still got to answer to what the franchise. You understand what I mean?
Right.
So we didn't get Donovan Mitchell. Let it go. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's one of how many superstars we have tried to get in the last 15 years, and it may have been the most tangible one, but also too, there's still things in that room that we do not know what happened.
Okay.
And one thing I am glad about with this front, and like I said, I've been very critical of the front office too. I don't think they're doing their job either. However, I will give them credit that they didn't pull a consolation prize move on us this time. Because in the past, when we didn't hit on the star we wanted to hit, we always said, well, at least there's this.
Okay.
We didn't do that this time. And that's what I'll give them credit for that, at least. So at least we still got these assets to try for another one that's worthy of it. Because all the biggest moves the Knicks have made as far as free agencies go has been the consolation prize free agency stuff. We didn't get LeBron, so we got the Melo thing. We didn't get Kyrie, KD, so we did the Randle thing. We didn't get what was the last one when we end up with Kemba and Fournier? It's all these second-hand consolation prize. Look, at least we tried something moves that happens with this franchise. That at least they didn't do that.
Right. Yep.
And we still got the assets. And if that's me looking at a glass half full, I hope they do something with them, because if they don't, I'm going to be just as critical as everyone else is about it. Because we're still in. If they're not doing it as fast as we wanted to do, I get that. But like they're pulling a Tibbs move on us. Like a lot of times we've been wanting Tibbs to do this, Tibbs to do that, and he does it like 4 or 5 games later than we really wanted him to do it. But he actually did it.
He did
this year.
Right.
So maybe the front office, it's a trickle down from the front office. Maybe the front office has got a couple things brewing, and they ain't pulling the trigger on it as fast as we want it to be done. But maybe it might get done. I don't know.
Yeah, we might consider that maybe the timing is not right.
Like I don't want to force something and rush something. They ain't got to be on my personal timeline, because my personal timeline is different than Shotgunna and Dre and all the other young bucks around here. You know what I'm saying? Like my timeline's a little different. I've already been waiting this long, so I'm on the edge, bro. I'm tired of waiting. Like if I was like 20 years old, I might be a little more patient, but not me. You know what I'm saying? I want it now too, but I'm going to be realistic with how I want it now. Okay. I want it all and I want it now. That mentality, that's a new mentality. Like that's a new school mentality. These kids, they want it all and they want it now. And that's the world they live in. Social media and the internet and the world we live in. We get instant gratification with everything. If things ain't working, let's go in the transfer portal. I'm leaving this school. I'm leaving now. I can't help make a change, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. And I'm gonna demand a trade. That's the mentality of the way things are nowadays. Things don't brew and build anymore. So I don't want to be a hypocrite and say I'm tired of waiting. It's got to be tomorrow. I agree. I want it to be tomorrow too. Trust me. I want it to be tomorrow, but I want it to be done right. So hopefully they're doing it. If not, I'll be the first in line to kick their behind out the door.
Right. Okay. Hoodie Cav, you trying to jump in right here?
All I'm going to say is the Knicks haven't had a successful president since Steve Walsh.
Steve Walsh? You talking about the quarterback from the Miami Hurricanes?
What?
You said Steve Walsh, the quarterback of the Miami
Hurricanes. Donnie Walsh.
Donnie Walsh. Why did I say Steve? Donnie Walsh. I'm sorry about it.
You've been watching
the U. Because I hate names.
Yeah.
Donnie Walsh. That's the last time we've had a successful president. And had James Dolan left Donnie Walsh run the Knicks team, the course of this franchise would have been a lot different.
Okay.
I'm just saying that if Alvin presents itself, I think that they should do everything in their power to do that. And Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion, would have put us in a better position to have sustained success than not having Donovan Mitchell. Because as tangible as getting Donovan Mitchell was, it's irrelevant to sit here and speculate about a player or any player who may or may not want out. When the fact is Donovan Mitchell was available and gettable for us to get. And having that type of talent on this roster would have put us in a better position to be successful. That's all I'm saying. I cannot sit here and say, oh, we might get Luka, he might want out, or this player might want out in 1, 2, 3 years. I don't know that. All I know is Donovan Mitchell could have been gotten. And Donovan Mitchell would have made us better.
Let Lee jump in here, right? Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to you. All right. This is where we went wrong in that whole situation. And I keep repeating this. If we would have never showed up in Dallas to watch that Utah and Dallas game, you might be right. We should have had him. But we showed up there, you know what I'm saying, and we messed that up. And that's where we went there with our arrogance. You understand what I'm saying?
And that could bite it in the future if a Luka trade does present itself. Mark Cuban might have that in the back of his mind if Leon Rose is still in office, be like the thing with Jalen Brunson.
Right. Yeah, of course. But see, but that's what messed that whole thing up. We could have offered him the world and $400 billion on top of that. And you know what? Danny Ainge is going to say no. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, when it comes to this Donovan McNabb argument, let's just let it go. You know what I'm saying? We approached it wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we have a super agent pretending to be the president of our basketball operations, and he's learning with Cliff Notes.
Right. Okay.
So I'm done.
And that's the thing that kind of too is Leon's doing stuff agents can do, but there's rules inside the NBA with GMs that it's like you can't do some of the stuff like he's doing with like the tampering. I wouldn't say the Brunson thing was kind of tampering, but it just didn't look good. And it kind of teams around the league are like, oh, well, this is the Knicks. They've had a history with Dolan. And now it's like Leon Rose is coming in and he's kind of cheating the system a little bit by showing up to games. Like guys scout and stuff, but like this was obvious that, and it was weird that they got Jalen Brunson and then they were in heavy deep negotiations for Donovan Mitchell. It just made it look as obvious.
Right. Okay. Good point, bro. Yeah, because I don't know if it was illegal, but it certainly looked like it. You know what I'm saying? So
it was total tampering all the way around. It was total tampering.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mark Cuban, luckily, he didn't feel he lost out, because if Mark Cuban really wanted him, he would have found a way. Because that dude, I saw him interviewed on more than one occasion about letting Brunson go, and he was very complimentary of him. I know it's the PC media thing to do, but you can tell because Mark Cuban's from that cloth. This dude's a billionaire. He don't need the Mavericks. The Mavericks is a hobby for this dude. He's a fan. You know what I'm saying? So if this dude really wanted to make a big deal about it, he would have made a big deal about it by now. He's never been a reserved person. This guy's got enough power to come out, and if he wanted to make a big deal about it, he would have already.
Right.
So to me, that thing is squashed. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying you guys think what you want, but
no, I just think I agree with you. But obviously squashed for now. But 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Luka's like, I want out, or say any Dallas player for that matter. It's like I want out. The Knicks maybe go in for negotiations. That'd be in the out of his mind. Is like, all right, that costs 2 more picks, or that costs more, or kind of like how Danny Ainge used leverage to get use basically the Knicks to get more out of another team. So it kind of there's a Knicks tax, and they keep adding to the tax.
Yeah,
Joe,
and the thing,
I'm sorry, Joe. Do you just really want Luka Doncic? Who you feel like the next player is going to be? And Luka.
You're cutting out.
You just had 18 months to 18 months. You need a 2 to 3 years. That long to get somebody.
Hold on one sec, Kev. You're cutting out.
Yeah, Kev, you're cutting in and out, bro.
That you keep saying 18 months, a year to 3 years. Like, do you really just want Luka, or do you feel that that's the next player that wants out? I think you just really want Luka for some reason.
I was just using Dallas as an example.
Maybe he does. If he does, so what? What's the point?
Well, kind of. Well, both.
Just like you want a Kevin Knox or Reggie Bullock.
Both. I think Luka. I think Luka might be pushing out, and I want Luka. I wanted Luka. I wanted us to trade up and not draft Kevin Knox and take Luka.
Right.
But I didn't think he'd be this generation. But I knew he was going to be an all-star type point guard, and I wanted him then, and I do want him now. Like I think Luka's game is unreal offensively. There's no weaknesses, and I do believe he's going to ask out. I don't think he's no Dirk. I think he wants to win, and you see it with him. And I think he might be the next one out if Dallas don't add pieces. So you got to see what happens. But I do believe he could be the next big one that's probably worth giving up everything for.
And so, as I said earlier, what has Dallas done under Mark Cuban to show you that they aren't willing to help their superstar player?
Well, they won 1 chip with Dirk, which they should have won more. He showed to be a Mavs.
Winning the championship and being in position to win a championship are 2 different things. So, as I said, what has Dallas done to prove that they aren't willing to put a championship team around Luka Doncic?
Around Luka? Well, I think for one, this year shows that you let Jalen Brunson and he was your second best player. And you go from a Western Conference team to a team that I think if they do make the playoffs, it'd be a 7-8 seed, and it'd be just because of Luka. I think that Mavs team is a team that's competing for a top 1 pick without Luka.
So let's be clear that Jalen Brunson is not Damian Lillard and not a franchise-changing player, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So because it's not like Jalen Brunson came to New York and New York has championship aspirations because of Jalen Brunson. So maybe Dallas thought maybe Dallas thought we don't have to spend $27 million on a player that we really don't think is going to put us in championship contention. We can bite the bullet just one time on a player who really, let's be clear, an undersized point guard, although a talented one, at $27 million is just not like, something that every team does, that everything aspires to do. So let's not fault Dallas for a decision they didn't think was going to make them a championship caliber team. Was it a mistake? Maybe in the short term, but we don't know long term. All I know is Dallas has always done what needed to be done for them to put their superstar players in position to win a championship. And so I can't sit here and say that Luka Doncic in 2 or 3 years is going to want out because the team didn't re-sign Jalen Brunson.
No, I'm not saying solely because on Jalen Brunson. What I'm saying is, number one, I don't know, Kev, what's up? You have your period this morning because you're going around the horn going crazy. Number two.
No, but here's the thing, and people should know this about me. I take the words that people come out of their mouth, and I give it back to them to make it seem how ridiculous it sounds when it comes out of their mouth.
Okay, well, where I'm coming from is
I say it back to you like, hey, this is what you just said.
Yes, and I'm going to give you. I listened to your comments, and now I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue. I listened to your comments. I'm going to continue. What I was saying is you're going around crazy today. What's up, bro? Two, what I'm saying, they went to the Western Conference Finals. They went in first round, played Utah. Jalen Brunson, Luka was out for 3 games. They had that series more or less done when Luka was ready to come back because of Jalen Brunson. Number 2, they went to the Western Conference Finals and got beaten by a 3-time champion and a team that went on to win it in the conference finals. Him and Brunson. Nobody else on that team was able to step up. Nobody else on that team was close to what they were able to do. So what I'm saying was with Cuban cheaped out when it comes to Brunson on contract negotiation extensions. Brunson said he wanted to be there. Didn't happen. He went to the Knicks because he felt like he was betrayed. Number 1. Number 2, I agree with you. I'm not going to say he's 100% going to ask out because you got to see what happens with the Mavs. But the Mavs don't have their pick this year is gone. You're looking at cap space wise, they're all messed up. There's stuff going on with Dallas. I'm Cuban and Mavs fans because I've listened to Mavs fans talk about this because I listened to them about Brunson and I listened to them about when they talk about Luka and the Mavs. Mark Cuban over the last couple of years has been cheap, and they don't like the fact that he's starting to change the way he's been spending money. Like they went and wasted a first-round pick and money to get Christian Wood in to put him on the bench and not an impact, and that's maybe on coaching. Probably that's on coaching, but like what I'm saying was, I'm just saying is I feel the next player that's going to be worth the house to give up for is Luka Doncic if it happens at all. I'm not predicting saying 100% Luka's asking out, but I feel within the next 18 months, maybe 2 years or so, if they don't put an all-star caliber player beside Luka Doncic, he's going to be like, you know what? I'm gone. It happened with LeBron James, a small market in Cleveland. And 2, I think Luka eventually wants a big market. He want to be in New York. You want to be in LA. You want to be in Miami. So a big market. We say that about all these stars. They never come here because for reasons we've never had the assets and we've cheaped out and there's been mistakes. But I truly believe that if there's anyone that's worth it that could be asking out in the next 3 years, it's going to be Luka because I think Zion, they're winning and they put pieces around Zion. And if he does eventually say, I want a big market, that's down the line. But Luka, to me, at the moment, is the closest to what you would say them type of caliber players. Donovan Mitchell is not a Luka caliber player. Donovan Mitchell is a great player. I wanted Donovan Mitchell. He would have moved the needle for us and made us a better player or a better team. But just the extra pick and players, I still think we would have overpaid and we would have regretted it because of no other future move.
Okay. All right.
So
can someone do me a favor? Can someone pull up Luka Doncic's career stats and Donovan Mitchell's carear stats, please?
Now, let me just.
Hold on. Can we also Can we also pull up Donovan Mitchell's winning percentage compared to Luka Doncic's winning percentage? Can we do that also? I guarantee that Donovan Mitchell has a higher win percentage than Luka Doncic has.
Are you saying that he's the same caliber player? Because he's not. That does like winning percentage. No, he's not. He's not better than that. He's not even in the same strategy.
Donovan Mitchell has done his job for his team to put his team to be in a successful position. Donovan Mitchell was the offensive leader for his teams that was number 1 in the Western Conference. Over 82 game season, they were number 1, and Donovan Mitchell was the offensive leader for that team.
Last year, Luka had a better roster. Last year, Luka had a.
I'm not done. Luka Doncic going to the Western Conference Finals. Like Luka Doncic actually won a championship, and he didn't. I've seen a number 8 seed New York Knicks team go to the finals before. So let's not say that going to the Western Conference Finals any kind of consolation prize, like they actually did something. So let's not pretend that Luka Doncic is the next coming of Michael Jordan.
I never said that. But what I'm saying, the
generational talent. Like Donovan Mitchell is not like Donovan Mitchell is some kind of scrub or something. Like he hasn't done anything in his career.
Not generational. Michael Jordan's all worldly talent.
That cell phone mic about to blow up.
Luka Doncic done that Donovan Mitchell has not done in his career.
Western Conference Finals. Donovan Mitchell has a second round exit. Donovan Mitchell got outplayed by the Mavs this year without Luka.
Going to the Western Conference Finals.
Brooklyn beat Donovan Mitchell. What are you talking about?
Can we stop yelling? Can we stop yelling?
Hey, Dre, I got him, Dre. I wanted to see how far Hoodie Kev was gonna go. I was gonna see if he's gonna. Hey, Kev. Hey, so here's the thing, bro. So
I love talking with Kev.
Yeah, so we have
I go back and forth back one.
We talk to Rel and King all the time, right? Well, not all the time, but over the past week or so, we've been talking to Rel and King, and they do the We Talk Mavs channel, bro. And there's no way that the Mavs are gonna let Luka Doncic leave, right? That's just not happening. I understand where Joe was going with it. I think Luka is an example that Joe used to get a star, but they're not letting Luka leave, right? The board of governors in the NBA will make a new rule before Luka leaves, bro. It's just how sports work.
Player
and so how I know this to be true is because Larry Bird was in the same situation with the Boston Celtics, and overnight they made a rule in one day, right? Called the Bird exception. I mean, called Bird rights and things of that sort. They made it overnight. They made in one day. The entire league came together and made a rule to keep cats like Larry Bird in a market, bro. They did it in one day. Now, if you're too young to know this is how the league works, then I apologize. Maybe what I'm saying, you need to look at some more stuff. But before Luka leaves a market like that, they'll create something to stop Luka from leaving, or they'll give Luka something to keep him there. But Luka's not leaving.
Oh yeah,
right. But and not just because of just Luka per se, but you have to remember if Luka does leave, it creates this precedent where anybody can leave anytime they have a beef with the owner, and you don't necessarily want to do that because it doesn't hurt that franchise. It hurts the league. And the league doesn't want to be hurt.
And it hurts the cities too, as far as financially. Like
because
like when Braun left, like the whole city of Cleveland lost billions of dollars.
Money down in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Dallas is a top 5 market in New York. I mean, in the country, like as far as market, like they're top 5. So
right. So there's plenty of money in Dallas. But is there money in the Dallas Mavericks? That's the thing I'm getting at, Joe. Like,
okay,
these things we have to take into context what a Luka Doncic brings to the Dallas Mavericks. Not just
I understand that. And if I'm ownership, I'm 100% trying to keep. That's not what I'm saying. I just believe in player empowerment, and I just believe if there isn't a big change, which, like, I don't believe what move's going to help Luka now make the get into the finals or win a chip right now, that inside the next maybe 2 years, and with their assets and their money situation, and Mavs fans haven't been the happiest with Cuban over the last couple of years. I'm not saying Cuban isn't going to go and try to help him, but I just feel if Luka isn't in championship or he's being championship or bust mode, he's out.
Right. And so, Joe, to your point, this is one of the topics. I didn't even know my man Rel was in the chat. Shout out to my man Rel from We Talk Mavs. He's in the chat right now. I got his comment highlighted for those that want to go over and check out their videos and stuff. But they have the same question that Joe had, right? You know, how long is it going to be before Luka Doncic gets disgruntled? But that's an internal problem that the Dallas Mavericks are going to have to try to figure out, right? That's one of those problems. But if you set a precedent, think about what we're saying. If a star gets disgruntled, right, then all the other big market teams have to do is espionage their way, deep six other franchises, right, in order to get stars to come to their team. And that's not what the NBA wants. The NBA wants healthy relationships between all 30 NBA teams. Because if you get a thing where it's internal fighting and espionage and deep sixing, torpedoing other franchises, then the entire league loses. You want a Luka in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? In order to have a healthy league, you got to have a Zion in New Orleans to have a healthy league. Because if not, you'll have all those dudes in New York, right? Or the Lakers. And you'll have a very top-heavy league. And that's the reason why David Stern put the battery in the back of the Chicago Bulls, because for a long time, there were only two teams that were good, and you know who they are, right? But the league wasn't healthy, right? Then the Chicago Bulls became relevant, and then the league started growing, right? So I know all of this seems like politics on top of politics and all of that stuff. But the point of the matter is if Luka leaves the Dallas Mavericks for nothing, then
that's such a terrible precedent. Yeah.
But it won't be for nothing. He'll be traded because 5 more years on his deal, so they'll get like 7 picks or something out of it.
Yeah, like
players. I mean, the house.
Like even Joe has it right. If Donovan Mitchell went for 3 picks, 3 players, and 3 swaps,
yeah,
and Kevin Durant at 34 years old was going to go for way more than that, what do you think in prime Luka is going to go for?
But nobody has that stuff. But nobody has that stuff to offer. That's why Kevin Durant is still a Brooklyn Net.
Exactly. Nobody has that type of stuff to offer.
Yeah.
Like this is what I'm saying. Like, you can say that he's done less on a basketball court than Donovan Mitchell or whatever. I don't even think that's true. But you can say that. But anybody with 2 eyeballs can tell you there's definitely levels between those 2 players. Like, one is going to be top 5 MVP running, and Donovan Mitchell is going to be not anywhere mentioned that at any point.
MVP conversation every year. They're contemplating is Donovan Mitchell a top 25 player at times. Like, what are we talking about here when it comes to level? I agree. I wanted Donovan Mitchell. But when you're talking about if I want Donovan Mitchell or Luka Doncic, you must be absolutely insane to even contemplate that conversation.
Who's comparing that, though?
Kev?
I'm not comparing that. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying,
okay,
this is a cup. This cup is in my hand. I know that this cup is in my hand. This is not a golden chalice. This is a sheets cup. It's tangible. It's in my hand.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Donovan Mitchell was tangible. He was available to get. This wasn't a rumor. This wasn't something that someone speculated he might want out. Donovan Mitchell was available.
Okay.
We did not get him.
A golden chalice? Can you personally afford a golden chalice?
I cannot.
And a Mazda. Good God, this dude is what's going on?
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if I got $1 million to spend,
I'm not done.
Why would I buy?
Let him finish.
What I'm saying is, Donovan Mitchell was available to be had. A perennial all-star level talent was available for the Knicks to acquire. Luka Doncic, we're sitting here wishing, hoping, and praying he might be available in 1, 2, or 3 years.
We done the same thing with Donovan Mitchell. What happened?
No.
Yes, we did.
Let me repeat myself again. Donovan Mitchell was available. Donovan Mitchell was available.
Yes,
Okay.
he was.
Luka
And we had
Doncic,
him.
we are sitting here talking about maybe he might become disgruntled, maybe he might leave, maybe this and maybe that. Donovan Mitchell was available. He was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay.
This is a fact that happened.
Okay.
Luka Doncic, we're just speculating on something we want to happen.
Kev, that was brought up an hour and a half ago.
This one's for the homies.
Segment on it, and you come.
You're the one who keeps coming. You know, Joe. You just brought up Luka Doncic 5 minutes ago.
I was talking.
But
you just brought Luka Doncic up 5 minutes ago. This wasn't an hour ago, Joe. You keep going back to it.
I never brought
All I'm saying is, I'm not sitting here wishing for it to start raining money. I had to go to work to get money. I know that.
All right, come on.
I can't sit here and wish that it starts raining money. I can't do that.
Okay.
I have to go to work to get money. I know that every other Friday, money is going to be deposited in my paycheck, in my bank account. I know that's going to happen.
I understand
So
that.
all I'm saying is, and I'm not comparing Donovan Mitchell to Luka Doncic. All I'm saying is an all-star level talent was available. This is a fact that happened. Luka Doncic is a pipe dream. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time talking about a pipe dream.
Hey, Kev, Kev, you keep saying the same thing. Kev, you keep saying the same thing.
Talking about pipe dreams year in and year out.
Same thing.
You want to talk about a championship, though?
Kev, you keep
that's a
talking about the
pipe
same
dream.
thing.
That's what I want. I want something that's tangible. I want my team to be set up for success. I'm sitting here I'm tired of talking about getting Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard and everyone else that isn't coming to the Knicks.
All right. All right. Now listen. Are they both considered supermax players as far as salaries go?
Yes, they're both in the 40s.
So here's the thing: what sucks about the way that's structured right now is right now there's levels that when you have the lower contracts, there's levels to how much you can pay someone because they're talent. When someone's at the top of the heap in talent, you can only pay them so much, unless it's your homegrown talent. Then you can give them the supermax and all that, whatever. You can pay them a little more. But what I'm saying is, if you get a superstar that's a max level contract, okay, we're gonna have to pay him the same as we're gonna have to pay Donovan Mitchell. So you're gonna handcuff yourself money wise to someone that ain't at the level of Luka is. So where I agree with Joe Madden with that thinking is that we handcuff ourselves by just settling for Mitchell as our supermax or max player when we can eventually get a max player that's worth, that's a better player for the money. Like you guys understand what I'm saying when it comes to that? Like, so that's where I agree with Matt Madden.
I don't understand that.
It's not that he only wants Luka. In the landscape of that level of player that's in that stratosphere, he's the one that's most gettable right now because of the landscape of what's going on with his particular team. I don't think Joe Madden only just wants him. I just think that's
not true. That's not true at all. And I'll tell you why that's not true. Because Utah made Donovan Mitchell available. Dallas has not made Luka Doncic available. So he's not tangible. You're sitting here talking about a pipe dream. How about this? How about we go out and get Giannis and Steph Curry too while we're at it?
It was meant.
How about we go get them too? Can we get them?
And I said, I think Luka, if there's anyone at that level, it'd be Luka, and I made my reasons why, and you went crazy.
Yeah,
for no
I heard
reason.
exactly what you said, Joe.
What is wrong with you, bro? Relax. I made a prediction. I'm not saying, I never even mentioned 100% going to the Knicks. He could go anywhere. What I'm just saying was I can reason my thoughts. I can sit on here and talk about it. If you want, you don't need to come on here once every while and go nuts. You need to relax.
Hey, Joe. Joe,
Mr. Calm, we're good.
Joe, so Rel just hit me up, man, and said he thinks you're 100% right. Rel is the host of We Talk Mavs on Glow Mavs, GLO Mavs. So he said he thinks you're 100% right. So
that's just what I watched some. I watched some of these guys because I was watching some of them. I love Luka. Luka's one of my favorite players in the league. I follow him, and I do think he's going to be available because of the reason I follow him. Because then I was watching leading up with Brunson.
Right.
I was watching to see what they thought about Brunson before we were paying him.
Yeah, man.
And they mentioned it numerous times about all losing Brunson affects Luka.
Right.
That's all I made the comment because we talked about Brunson. I don't understand, Kev.
Right. Well, hey, but no doubt. Hey, yeah, but I gotta wrap up. I gotta go. I hate to leave it in the middle of you know what I'm saying, a heated debate and all that stuff. But again, Hoodie Cab comes in and is polarizing and shows
no debate to be had.
He's a star. You know what I'm saying? When Hoodie Cab into the conversation, all of a sudden everybody energy gets up. You know what I'm saying? So Coach,
mine's always at this level.
The next time Hoodie Cap come on, we're gonna jump him.
You gotta call me when the next time he comes on.
We just gonna throw something. We just gonna throw something out there random, like Reggie Bullock is in the Hall. Should be in the Hall of Fame. As soon as Hoodie Cap say something, we gonna jump him.
You gotta get his own show. Bravo.
Tears.
Yeah,
with Geppetto.
He's calling
Coach Geppetto.
Yeah, man. So. But
Hoodie nose is growing.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for coming through and rock Hoodie Cab. The Braves traded for Sean Murphy.
Much love, brother. Hey,
all right, y'all.
I don't feel good. Let's put our prayers out for Mike Leach. He died today.
Mike Leach? Oh,
the coach. He wound up he had a heart scare or something yesterday, and he officially died today or something.
Dang it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
I'm 40. I'm a